electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at CommTech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, CommTech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. CommTech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. CommTech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at CommTechPlus.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com/first. Member FDIC.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or post-date apparel? All-Around Graphics in Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All-Around Graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All-Around Graphics in Pierre, your one-stop shop.
AGTEGRA in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust AGTEGRA in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call AGTEGRA of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
As we welcome you back here to Harmon Park, Pierre Governors taking on the O'Gorman Knights. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean getting set for first pitch. O'Gorman will take the field shortly. They will be led out by Harry Huners, the pitcher for the O'Gorman Knights coming in. Coming into the weekend, Huners coming in with a 9 1/3 pitch. The 1-0 record so far in 2 games started. His 4th appearance on the mound. 8 hits, 5 runs all earned, 5 walks, 15 strikeouts, 3.75 ERA, and a 1.393 whip. So, again, good pitching for the O'Gorman Knights, which you kind of expect going into a game against O'Gorman, no matter what time of the year it is, how many games they've played in a week or in a weekend. You expect some good pitching. And for the Governors, again, they had 6 times in the 7 innings that the leadoff man reached base. They scored 4 of those 6 times. They've got to find ways, maybe now more, to score more than just the leadoff runner in those 7 innings. But it all starts with a good first at-bat to open up an inning.
Yeah, and again, the Govs just have not been able to crack loose that big inning. And it's been a little bit problematic for them this year. I mean, they've been able to score runs. I mean, the 4 runs was enough in game number 1, but you know, they need to put up runs in bunches. I mean, and again, hitting is contagious, and so if you can get a couple of guys at the top of that order, at the top of the inning, to string together a couple of good at bats, that feeds itself down the lineup. And so we'll see if Lincoln Keenholz can start off like he did and keep the momentum going like he had in game number 1 after going hitless yesterday. Comes into this game coming on the back of a 4-for-4 effort against Yankton in game number 1 today.
So Lincoln Keenholz will lead things off as we'll go through the batting order here in just a little bit. Again, for the Pierre Governors, as Harry Huners on the mound for O'Gorman. First pitch coming in from the right-hander to the right-handed hitting Lincoln Keenholz, shortstop here in game number 2. And Keenholz will swing the first pitch and foul it out of play, just barely out of play, and a first pitch strike at 5:19. About 19 minutes behind where the original start time was, which, you know, at a start time at 3 and a start time at 5, can't expect it to be right on time. So not too bad here for game number 2 to start. 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Huners wearing number 3 for the Knights today. O'Gorman, all white unis, blue lettering across the front of the jerseys, showing Knights. Blue hats, OG and white on the front of the hats, with yellow and blue accents on the sleeves. And again, the Governors in the green and gray again today.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Keenels. Does not offer at it, bounced in the dirt, and the count is now at 2-2. Keenels was down 0-2 in the count, now back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
92 degrees at first pitch at 5:19 p.m. Partly cloudy sky, although the sun is out as it starts to hang low in the west.
Keenels goes the other way on the 2-2 pitch and will lace it into right center field for extra bases to lead things off again. Keenels, he's going to round second. He's going to try for a third. He'll be standing on third base. A leadoff triple, back-to-back games. A stand-up leadoff triple for Lincoln Keenels. And the Governors are in business to open up game number 2.
Yeah, and a line drive into right center field, and the wind has picked up again here to lead off game number 2. It was blowing pretty much straight out to center field at the beginning in game number 1, kind of backed off and shifted a little bit, coming from blowing pretty much straight out to right, and now here to start game number 2. That line drive probably not aided very much by the wind, but the wind has picked up based on how the flag is moving out in right center field.
The 0-1 pitch upcoming here from Huners to McGuire-Raskey. Comes in high and inside, and then the count is even now on a ball and a strike to Raskey. Raskey in game number 1 went 1 for 3. He got an RBI single in the top of the first inning after Keenels had a leadoff triple, and then he was strikeout looking victim, and then a ground out. That one goes off the shortstop of Moen. The throw to first is also bobbled by the first baseman Winterton, and the runner will score. Would be an air charge to the shortstop. But an RBI for McGuire-Raskey, and the Governors are on the board. 2 batters in, just like they were in game number 1. And McGuire-Raskey is back at first base, so here comes Andy Gordon. 0 for 4 in game number 1.
And again, right now, what the Governors really want to do is just start stringing the hit parade together. Just really try to put some good at bats back to back.
As that one will get away from the catcher and Sprinkle, and it will be taken for ball 1 by Gordon, and into scoring position is McGuire-Raskey with nobody out here in the top of the first. Jacob Schwab is in left, Reese Arbogast in center, Graham Sanders in right. That is JT Free at third base, or TJ Free at third base, Andy Moen at short, Calmus at the second base position as he swings and misses, does Gordon, and the count is now 1-1. Matthew Winterton at first. Nate Sprinkle behind the plates, and Harry Huners on the mound for the O'Gorman Knights. From the stretch, the 1-1 pitch. Gordon swings and misses, and the count is now 1-2. Well, Gordon is due at some point here for a base hit. He hit the ball hard several times in game 1, just couldn't find any grass on the outfield. He flew out 3 times in that 0 for 4 day. There's a ground ball to the left side. A good glove there by Free at third. The throw will bring the first baseman off the bag, but he's able to get the tag on Gordon. Raskey couldn't advance to the throw, so there's now 1 down and a runner on second still.
Yeah, a ball that the third baseman Free was able to glove on one hop as he moved to his left, and then Raskey had thoughts about possibly moving to third. Free took a look and looked him back to second, and Moen, the shortstop, actually moving over to cover third just to make sure that Raskey was not able to advance.
That one's into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Sanders, the right fielder, to make the catch on Jaden Weeby's first pitch of the at-bat. And there's now 2 down, and Raskey still over at second base for Bennett Dean. A good play there from the right fielder Sanders coming in to make that play. And maybe the wind helps it out the right fielder Sanders for that to hang up long enough to make the grab. But there's now 2 down, and it's up to Bennett Dean to try and bring in McGuire-Raskey. That one will hit the dirt. Sprinkle blocked it up, but he couldn't get to it quick enough as Raskey will stand up at third base. The momentum almost picked him up off of third base, but he's 90 feet away, and a base hit for sure would score him from Dean.
Yeah, base hit, pass ball, error, just being 90 feet away. That's a big advance for McGuire-Raskey. Now he's really, just one good pitch away from possibly putting a second run on the board for the Governors.
1-0 pitch comes on the inside edge and taken for strike 1, and the count is even at a ball and a strike to the first baseman, Dean. Had a triple also in that first game. He'll swing and miss at the 1-1 pitch. And it's now a 1-2 count here to Dean.
Huner's the right-hander. Doesn't look overpowering, but looks like he spots his fastball real well and moves the ball around the zone. That's why he has 15 strikeouts in just 9 1/3 innings on the year.
1-2 pitch. Dean will pop it up. It's on the third base line. The third baseman will call for it free, and Sprinkle backed away from it. Free will make the catch, and that retires the side here in the top of the first inning. Governors score 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and leave 1 man on base. After the top of the first, just a 1-0 lead for Pierre over O'Gorman. Back in a minute. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of Heat-A-Later fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of Heat-A-Later fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-A-Later Fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Verting Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verting Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verting Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verting Electric, 224-8684.
As we welcome you back here at bottom of the first inning, Aaron Booth is on the mound for the Pierre Governors as he gets the nod for the start. And he'll go against the lineup for O'Gorman that looks like this. Andy Moen, the shortstop, will lead things off. Nate Sprinkle, the catcher, batting second. Sam Stuckel, the DH, batting third. Jacob Schwab, the left fielder, batting fourth. Reese Arbogast, the center fielder, batting fifth. Matthew Winterton, the first baseman, batting sixth. Graham Sanders, the right fielder, he'll bat seventh. Cade Kalmas in the 8th spot playing second base. And TJ Free is the third baseman as he rounds out the batting order for O'Gorman. Aaron Booth, his last start was last Friday against the Brookings Bobcats. Didn't have his best stuff, but like we talked about last night, Greg, is he didn't have his best stuff, but he still left the game with zeros on the scoreboard. The Govs ended up winning 1-0 in 8 innings against Brookings, but he's going to be looking for much stronger stuff and a couple more strikeouts, not as many walks in this game for Aaron Booth.
Yeah, and again, it was not your typical Aaron Booth kind of outing, but he left the game like we talked about in previous broadcasts. I mean, he gave the Governors an opportunity to win, and that's all you can ask out of your starting pitcher. Got him into the 4th inning, put zeros on the board, and the Governors were able to get that walk-off win in the bottom of the 8th.
First pitch is missed low for ball 1 as it bounces into the catcher, Andy Gordon. Huska caught game 1. Gordon now catching in game number 2. Hanson at third base instead of the typical Gordon setup at third. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will also bounce in, and the count is now at 2-0. So Booth has missed low. Typically, you don't see somebody bounce in 2 pitches. Usually see it go high if he's going to miss the zone as where he's missing right now. Usually it's up high and out of the zone, not low and bouncing in.
Yeah, and again, if you're going to miss, it's better to miss low than miss high.
2-0 pitch. Misses just a bit low that time, and it's now 3-0. Booth trying to avoid a 4-pitch leadoff walk to the shortstop, Andy Moen. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Misses low, and it's a 4-pitch walk, and the leadoff man is aboard here in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll bring up Nate Sprinkle. Spencer Lettler is out and left. McGuire Rasky in center. Jake Mayer, the right fielder. Matthew Hansen at third. Keenels is at short. Jaden Wiebe at second. Bennett Dean at first. Andy Gordon behind the plate. And here's Aaron Booth on the mound after giving a 4-pitch walk. And we'll see now if down 1-0 here in the bottom of the first inning, do you maybe put a sacrifice bunt in already for Sprinkle, or do you allow him to hit away? Here's the first pitch, not bunting, and taking ball 1. I guess also if you're the coaching staff of O'Gorman, you might say let's take until Booth throws a strike before he would think about a sacrifice bunt if we would do that.
Sprinkle coming in, hitting .364 on the year, 12 hits and 33 at bats so far.
1-0 pitch is on the outside corner and is now 1-1 to Sprinkle.
Pair of doubles, 1 triple, 4 RBIs on the year for Sprinkle.
Sam Stukel, the DH, is on deck. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Booth to Sprinkle. This is outside and is now 2-1.
Kind of a note of local interest in the NFL draft. John, your Dallas Cowboys have drafted Matt Farniok out of Nebraska, offensive guard, and a product of Sioux Falls, Washington High School in the 7th round.
Never have too many offensive linemen, but if you're going to say he's coming from the Big Ten, take it every time if you get a Big Ten lineman somewhere. And especially a Sioux Falls guy, too. That makes it even better.
Yep, absolutely.
Count is 2-2 here to Nate Sprinkle from Aaron Booth. With a runner out first, it's Andy Moen. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Runner is off. It's a high pitch. And Gordon might not have had the right footing, so he was unable to throw it to second base, and the count is now full, 3-2. And Moen is on at second.
Yeah, he reached down and grabbed, he kind of slapped his leg and reached down and grabbed some dirt, and kind of wondered if maybe he just, the ball slipped in his grip when he tried to make the transfer, and so maybe he was just, a little something where he wasn't able to get a firm grip on the ball, and rather than make a bad throw, he just held on to it and and said, "We'll live to fight another day."
As the 3-2 pitch was fouled away by Sprinkle, so we'll do it again. The payoff pitch from Booth to the catcher, Sprinkle. Outside, and it's a walk issued to Sprinkle, and it's back-to-back walks to open up the first inning here for Aaron Booth. And that'll bring up Sam Stukel, the DH here for O'Gorman. This is their lone game of the day. Lincoln played a lone game against Yankton, and then Pierre faced Yankton. So we had 4 teams play a total of 3 games here at Harmon Park this afternoon. This is the last of the 3. I would assume there might be another game that's played here, but don't believe that would be anything for our interest. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Sam Stukel. As Stukel comes in here coming into the weekend. A .273 batting average as it's now 1-1 count to Stukel. 4 doubles, a triple, he's hit a home run, 8 runs driven in. Second on the team behind Jacob Schwab, who is on deck for O'Gorman. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Also upstairs, and the count is now at 2-1.
Yeah, and again, we've talked about how sometimes the first inning can be the biggest struggle for any starting pitcher until you got to get a feel for how that mound is and maybe just develop a little bit of a lather up a little bit, get a little bit of a sweat going, and just kind of get a feel for the game, for how the umpire zone is working. So that first inning can be a challenge sometimes.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Booth to Stukel. Curveball that just misses upstairs. And the count is now at 3-2. Well, you don't want to walk the bases loaded here in your first 3 at-bats or first 3 plate appearances against. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. There's a big strikeout there for Booth, and the first man's retired. And now all of a sudden, after walking the first 2 guys, Aaron Booth could get a ground ball to get out of the inning. And Jacob Schwab, guy with the team lead in runs driven in, will come to the plate with 1 out and a runner at first and second. Moen is at second. Sprinkle's on at first. First pitch, I believe it was outside. He put the arm out like it might have been calling a strike, but his finger didn't go out like he was calling a strike. I think it was outside. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's strike 1 to Jacob Schwab.
Yeah, definitely a different arm action on that strike call from the umpire. The first one, he just kind of he kind of pushed his arm out just to kind of indicate the ball was outside, but that was definitely a strike call.
1-1 pitch is upstairs, and the count is now at 2-1 to Jacob Schwab. So again, in Booth with two walks and a strikeout and a 2-1 count here, the fourth place hitter. He's driving that pitch count up early. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one is at the knees on the inside corner, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and you just again, you want a good start from Aaron Booth. I mean, not only to help the Governors, but just to help his confidence level after that last outing against Brookings.
There's a ground ball through the left side for a base hit. Littler will come up with it. He'll throw it to the cutoff man Keenels. It took a bad hop, but Hansen is back there to back it up, and it's an RBI single for Jacob Schwab, and the game is tied 1-1. And a leadoff walk that comes back to haunt the Governors. And that'll bring up Reese Arbogast with 1 out and still runners at first and second.
And again, leadoff walks, 2-out walks. We've talked about how those can just come back to haunt you, and that's exactly what happened there with the leadoff walk. And the Knights have come back and are able to tie this game at 1 here in the bottom of the first.
First pitch is over for strike 1 to Arbogast. Center fielder here in this game against the Governors. Arbogast coming in batting 152 so far in the season. He has hit a home run in his 5 hits. 8 runs driven in. That one is popped up. Infield fly rule is called. Keenels will settle under it, make the catch, and there's now 2 down. And that'll bring up Matthew Winterton. And that's a big second out. See if Aaron Booth can find his way out of this inning, allowing just 1 run. As Winterton, the first baseman, comes to the plate. Runner at second. Sprinkle. Schwab is on at first. First pitch is right down the middle for strike 1.
Winterton coming into the game hitting 188 on the year. 3 hits and 16 at bats. 1 double. 6 RBIs on the year.
Here's a ground ball to second baseman Wiebe. He'll underhand flip it to Keenels, covering at second. He'll go the short way to retire the side, and that will end it here in the bottom of the first. 1 run scores on 1 hit. No errors in the inning, and 2 men left on base. After an inning, we are tied 1-1 between Pierre and O'Gorman. Back in a minute, you listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
As we welcome you back, top of the second inning here at Harmon Park. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean. 1-1 is our score between Pierre and O'Gorman. Jacob Mayer, Spencer Lettler, and Matthew Hansen to lead things off. Anybody reaches base will be the number 9 hitter in Colin Brueggemann. As Mayer, Lettler, and Hansen 6, 7, and 8. Huners gave up that 1 run. He gave up a hit. Had 1 error in that inning. Both guys looking now to settle in after a 1-run inning for each team. Like you said, Greg, that first inning's a difficult one to get to try and settle in the game. A 0 really settles you in pretty quickly, but both these guys, for how the inning started for both of them, they said, well, we could have had it. It could have been a lot worse than what it is right now, being a tie ball game at 1-1. So that might help settle things in. The first 2 guys reach base for each team in that first inning, so it could have gotten away from either pitcher, but they were able to settle in it and keep it just 1 run against for each.
Yeah, Huner's 17 pitches in that first inning, 12 of them for strikes, so he's right around the zone, and I think that's kind of his hallmark right now.
There's a base hit for Jake Mayer as he lines it into center field. And the leadoff man on base for the second straight inning for the Governors. And that'll bring up Spencer Lettler. Corner outfield for the Governors, different from game one. Elliott Life and Brecken Kruger were the corner outfielders. Now it's Spencer Lettler and Jake Mayer, the corner outfielders here in game two. And the flexibility that Coach Steve Gray and company has to be able to throw different guys out from game one to game two as the first pitch is over for strike one to Spencer Lettler.
Yeah, coming into the weekend, Lettler, one of the 4 Governors on the roster, hitting over 400, hitting 435 on the year.
Here's the 0-1 pitch instead of check over, and back in safely as Mayer. We've seen the top 5 guys in the order mainly stay the same, outside of maybe a couple of additions of a guy coming into pitch or moving around or something like that. But you've seen those top 5 guys stay the same throughout the majority of this season. And 6, 7, 8, and 9 have all been jumbled around of different sorts throughout the year, as that pitch missed just a bit outside to Lettler, and the count is 1-1.
Yeah, and I think that as we get into the last 3 weeks, hard to believe when we say that, get into the last 3 weeks of the season, that the Pierre coaching staff is probably looking to settle in on what the bottom half of that lineup is going to look like, and I think they're given a number of young men opportunities to prove themselves before they kind of settle in here in the last 11 games of the season.
Here's a 1-2 pitch to Spencer Lettler. He'll pop it up on the left side. It will go into foul territory. The third baseman Free will give way to a sliding shortstop catch made by Moen. What a grab there by Moen, as Free was, I wouldn't know if he was fully in position, but Moen caught him off, slid in, and made a terrific catch for the first out here in the top of the second.
Yeah, and that's a ball that probably the wind holds up enough and actually blows it back toward Moen, that if so the wind actually probably helped bring that ball back toward Moen. I mean, he made a really nice play to slide, like you said, John, and make that catch. If that wind's not there, maybe that ball drops. But good play by the O'Gorman shortstop and to retire Lettler.
So here's Matthew Hansen, the third baseman. First pitch to him is missed low for ball 1. Hansen yesterday went 0 for 2, had a sacrifice bunt. He also ground out and flew out in his 2 trips to the plate. There's the 1-0 pitch to Hansen. Runners off of the pitch. There's a ground ball left side, and that's a base hit. Put the man in motion. That one will get past the left fielder and Schwab, and moving to third base will be Mayer. It'll be a single and an error for Matt Hansen. And the runners are at the corners here for the Governors.
And a hit and run. Hit and run through the left side. Well executed. Matthew Hansen puts the ball in play, and
Schwab
misplayed the ball out in left field, and that's what allowed Jake Mayer to go from second to third. So the Governors have runners on the corners and 1 out. We'll see if they maybe put Matt Hansen in motion here.
First pitch to Colin Bergman, the DH, so swing and miss, and it's 0-1. The big spot here for the Governors, a chance to reclaim the lead. 1 out, though, so a ground ball still could get you out of the inning for O'Gorman. 0-1 pitch. That one will bounce, and that will take away the double play as Hansen will take second base. As the Sprinkle was in no hurry to get the ball, knowing that there was no play at second anyway. So the count is even at ball and a strike, and a base hit from Bruggeman could bring in 2 runs here for the Governors.
Yeah, that would be a big at bat right now for Pierre if Colin Bruggeman can deliver.
1-1 pitch to Bruggeman. He'll float that one into shallow right field. That drops for a base hit. Mayer will come around to score. Hansen's going to try and score, but he'll be held up at third. So an RBI single for Colin Bruggeman. And the Governors are right back on top, up 2-1, here with 1 out in the top of the second.
Yeah, just kind of a Texas leaguer out over the second baseman's head into short right field, and Matt Hansen really tried to do everything he could to score on that play. He was about halfway between second and third when that ball dropped, and if that ball ends up being caught, he's probably doubled off a second base pretty easily. But must have had a lot of confidence and read that ball well, and just because of where the ball was hit, Jake Mayer had to hold up, and so Matt Hansen had to hold up as well as he was coming into third base.
First pitch misses low for ball one to Lincoln Keenels. Yeah, I think that Hansen had a very good read on that softly hit ball in the right center field to put him in a position to try and score, but there's a ground ball. That's through on the left side for a base hit, and Lincoln Keenels will drive in. Hansen rounding second, heading for third as Bergman. The throw is in time, and the tag is applied, and Bergman is out at third base. Keenels will take second, though, on the throw, so an RBI single for Lincoln Keenels to make it 3-1, but Bergman is out at second, or out at third, and I'll tell you what, 10 times out of 10, I'm wanting Bergman to go to third base. That's a great throw by the center fielder Arbogast, and a great tag applied by Free to get him, and it has to be perfect to get Bergman every single time.
Yeah, and a bang play over at third base, and you know, based upon where at least from this angle where Bergman's hands were, I mean, you could certainly make an argument that maybe he got in ahead of the tag. You know, we did not see where his hand was, and so the umpire had a much better view of it and called Bergman out.
Rasky will float it into left field down the line for a base hit. The throws come into the plate. Keenels kind of got back up, but he's safe. He wasn't running all the way through trying to get home, and almost got thrown out at the plate. And the tag was applied, but he is safe at home. And Rasky ends up at second and be an RBI single, advancing on the throw for McGuire Rasky. But oh boy, run hard all the way through, I think. And hey, give credit to Schwab, because that was a spot-on throw from left field. I didn't think there was any chance that they would have an opportunity to get Keenels, but one where you can't take it for granted, just run hard all the way through. But Keenels is safe, and now the Governors have a 4-1 lead thanks to the RBI single for McGuire Rasky, his second RBI of the game. And here's now Andy Gordon trying to continue this inning and also drive in Rasky with a base hit.
Yeah, and Schwab had to come a long way on that play, playing, you know, with the left-handed hitter Rasky at the plate. He just, again, dropped one kind of out over the third baseman's head, and so Schwab had to come a long way, and he made a nice throw to the plate.
Gordon with a base hit, rounding third. It will be McGuire Rasky coming in. It's cut off by the third baseman. Rasky will slide in and score, and Andy Gordon has an RBI single, and the Govs now lead 5-1.
Yeah, and here's that crooked number that we've been looking for the Governors to put up for a long time now, and again, just some good solid hitting, just some balls where the Governors have put some balls in play, a couple of Texas Leaguers earlier in the inning, and that's just a hard hit ground ball from Andy Gordon, and a nice piece of running by McGuire Rasky to come all the way around and score. And that time Schwab didn't quite get fully behind that throw, came in short, had to be cut off, and Rasky was able to score without even drawing a throw to home plate.
Deegan Huska, the runner for Andy Gordon. He'll take second as the first pitch to Sprinkle got away from him, or to Jaden Wiebe got away from Sprinkle. And Huska now at second base with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning, a 4-run inning for the Governors. They lead at 5-1. And Wiebe could get a base hit and drive in the 5th run of the inning. From the stretch, the 1-0 pitch from Huners to Wiebe. Ground ball back up the middle. Be fielded on the run by Moen. The throw is in time, and that will end the inning. But the Governors strike for 4 runs in the inning on 6 hits. No errors. It's going to be 1 error and 1 man left on base. It is a 5-1 lead for the Governors after an inning and a half over O'Gorman. Back in a minute, you listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Wondering what to do with that pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Bottom of the second inning, and the Governors have a 4-run lead. Aaron Booth back on the mound, as it'll be 7, 8, 9. Graham Sanders, Cade Kalmus, and TJ Free to lead things off. Anyway, reaches base back to the top of the order for Andy Moen. But now Greg with the 4 RBI singles in that second inning for Pierre have given up a 5-run lead or 5-1 lead. And for Aaron Booth, this is your opportunity team. You get some. You got some help from your team, giving you a 4-run cushion, and now it becomes imperative to just throw strikes. Let O'Gorman hit the ball.
Yeah, just throw strikes and get your team off the field and the bats back in their hands. I mean, we talked about how hitting can be just a little bit contagious, and after that 4-run inning, what you want to do is go back, get the green and gray back at the plate and see if they can continue that hit parade. 7 hits on the day in game number 2 of the day for the Governors so far to go with those 5 runs.
First pitch misses low for ball 1 to Graham Sanders. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one will also miss low, and it's now 2-0. Sanders, as he comes in, batting 125, 2 triples, 3 RBIs so far. But he is ahead in the count 3-0. And again, just Aaron Booth not being able to find the strike zone here in the first hitter that he's facing in each of the first 2 innings. The 3-0 pitch. That one is at the knee, so it's now 3-1.
Yeah, collectively, O'Gorman's team batting average is probably not where they want it to be at, but they do a good job of getting on base. On-base percentage team-wise over 350 on the year, and so they do a good job of drawing walks and getting on base in other ways. And so they, even though that batting average isn't what you'd like it to see,
as that one's lifted out towards left field, that's going to burn Spencer Lettler in left field. That's for at least a double to lead off the bottom of the second for the right fielder, Graham Sanders. And O'Gorman right back in business with a leadoff double.
Yeah, well-hit ball from Sanders. And again, balls today, 90-plus degree weather, wind blowing out. I mean, they're carrying well today.
Cade Kalmus, the second baseman, will be up next year for O'Gorman. Leadoff man has reached base both times for the O'Gorman Knights. The first pitch to Kalmus. Misses low for ball 1. Coming in batting 190. He's 4 for 21 this season, 2 runs driven in. The 1-0 pitch. That one is on the inside edge. It's now 1-1.
Yeah, and O'Gorman, when they do hit the ball, I mean, as evidence there, they hit the ball pretty hard. They have 21 extra base hits in their first 15 games. We don't have the team stats from the last 2 nights when they played Washington and Lincoln added in. But they do hit the ball well. 17 doubles, 4 triples, 3 home runs on the year. So they kind of, almost, kind of a replication of how Harrisburg plays the game. Lots of big flies to try to put balls in play and score runs in bunches.
Count is 2-2 here to Cade Kalmus. Booth will come set from the stretch. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball that is upstairs, and the count is now 3-2.
Well, that's a tough pitch. I mean, that looked like a ball that dropped in on the top part of the strike zone.
The 3-2 pitch from Aaron Booth. Swing and a miss by Kalmus, and he'll go down on strikes in the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. I was just about ready to say that I think the second strike to Kalmus was one that O'Gorman had a little bit of beef about, and then the that third ball is one that I think the Pierre Governors got a little beef with, so it kind of evened out right there. But Thomas does strike out swinging, and there's one down here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up TJ Free as the first pitch will bounce and gets away from Gordon, and moving up to third will be Sanders, and Free now with a runner 90 feet away from trying to pull the O'Gorman Knights one run closer, down 5-1 right now. The Houston outside linebacker, Grant Stewart, is the Mr. Irrelevant for the NFL draft, as the count is 2-0.
A banner he will wear with notoriety for the rest of his existence.
That's right. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one is over, and it's now 2-1. But he was drafted in the NFL draft. We were not. We were not, never on the board.
That's right. I think I don't know where it is, but isn't there actually a town that has a parade that they celebrate Mr. Irrelevant with every year?
Maybe they might, as that one is a drive into right center field for a base hit and an RBI single here for TJ Free. And it's now a 5-2 lead for the Pierre Governors. And that'll bring up Andy Moen with the runner at first and one down. That would be kind of fun to get a parade by being the last pick in the NFL draft.
And so then, if you're the next to last guy in the NFL draft picked, how do you feel?
Yeah, right. You really are Mr. Irrelevant because nobody knows who you are. Mr. Irrelevant actually is.
He's
relevant.
somebody.
Yeah, he's still a somebody. First pitch to Moen upstairs for ball one.
I think Aaron Booth is just trying to get a feel for where the home plate umpire's zone is. He kind of looked in, kind of held his pitching hand out to the side, sort of like, where was that pitch at?
1-0 pitch comes inside, nearly hits Moen, and the count is now 2-0. No action in the left field bullpen for the Governors. After using just two pitchers in that first game against Yankton, they have plenty of guys to go for, and even Jackson Edmond would still be available because you have 105 pitches per day that you could throw. 2-0 pitches upstairs, and it's now 3-0. And one down here in the bottom of the second. A 5-2 lead here for the Pierre Governors over O'Gorman. Runner at first. I think we've got some stirring in the dugout right now for the Governors. Here comes a 3-0 pitch. That one misses inside.
Yeah, Aaron's motioning for the coaching staff to come out. I wonder if he's got something going on with his arm or with his hand. He's taken his pitching glove off and made a quick motion to his elbow. So I wonder, yeah, he's holding on to that elbow. I got a feeling that maybe he's dealing with a little bit of a. Hopefully it's just a twinge. But yeah, we're gonna have to. Probably we'll see a reliever come on here for the Governors. That's a tough deal. You really don't want to see that happen at any point, but especially to one of your frontline starters.
Yeah, so Jet Zabel will come on to pitch, and because it's an injury, should have as many pitches as he wants to warm up to get himself loose because he had not made his way out to the bullpen at all. So Zabel will come on to pitch. Aaron Booth will leave the game with an injury, and we'll hope that he will be able to return in the next, his next appearance. He just doesn't have to miss any extra time, but we'll kind of see if we get some word on him and how he's feeling. But Jet Zabel on the pitch. We'll step aside for a minute. We'll come back and we'll give you the stat line for Jet Zabel as he comes in for the injury from Aaron Booth. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AIRTECH Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AIRTECH Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AIRTECH Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Most of us already know that Gale's Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As we welcome you back here to Harmon Park, as Jet Zabel is on the mound, and I'll let Greg run down the stat total here in just a second as Zabel replaces Aaron Booth on the mound after he had to be taken out because of an injury.
Yeah, and for Jet Zabel, his 5th appearance on the year, no starts, all 4 appearances in relief, 5 2/3 innings pitched on the year. He is 1-0, 3 runs allowed, all earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 3.71 ERA, and a WHIP of 1.06 for the 6'2" freshman.
So it's first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning, as Moen drew that walk, and then now Aaron Booth had to be replaced. So, again, hope that he is able to, again, not have to miss his next start or have to be long term. But you don't usually see a pitcher take himself out of the game like that in the middle of an inning as the first pitch misses upstairs to Sprinkle. So, whatever it is, Booth knows that it wasn't good enough to continue to pitch in this game.
Yeah, and again, he didn't look like he was losing any velocity off of, at least noticeably, off of his fastball, but you could just tell that something wasn't quite right the way he reacted, and the 2 pitches previous to that, he kind of was looking into the dugout, just his body language kind of seemed to make you indicate that something was up.
So now here's a 2-0 pitch from Zabel. That one's at the letters, and is now 2-1 here to Nate Sprinkle. He walked in his first trip to the plate. With 1 down here in the bottom of the second, 5-2 lead for Pierre. Runners at first and second, 2-1 pitch. That one's hit the other way, but it will land foul. And the count is even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looks like go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, for Booth on the day, just an inning and a third, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He is responsible for both of the O'Gorman runners that are on base right now.
Here comes a 2-2 pitch from Zabel to Sprinkle. That one will bounce in. Gordon blocked it up, and the count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's a big difference between last week Tuesday and today in terms of, I don't think there's anybody in the Pierre Governor dugout right now. I think they're off to the side, staying in the shade, trying to stay cool. Where last Tuesday, they were all in the dugout, all cuddled around the heater trying to stay warm. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Zabel to Sprinkle. Runners don't go, but it's inside, and it's taken for ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. So the tying run's back on base here for O'Gorman. And that'll bring up Sam Stukel. So 2 hits so far in the inning. 2 walks so far, and Sam Stukel, the designated hitter, he struck out swinging in his first at-bat. He comes up with a chance to pull O'Gorman within 1 with a base hit. First pitch to Stukel. He'll float that into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Lettler will come up throwing. He spikes it to the shortstop Keenels, and 2 runs will score on the 2 RBI single, and O'Gorman has pulled within 1, 5-4.
Both those runs are charged to Aaron Booth, so that'll close the day, allowing 4 runs in that inning and a third.
So a 2 RBI single for Stukel, and that'll bring up Jacob Schwab, the left fielder, who had the RBI single in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the first pitch outside for ball 1. So runners still at first and second here with 1 down the bottom of the second. And the Governors had that 4-run cushion. Well, now all of a sudden, it's a 1-run game, and a base hit could tie the game up. Count is 2-0.
Yeah, and what you're looking for right here is with the runners on first and second, middle infield's playing back, infield's playing back at the corners as well.
That one's popped foul, and it will be out of play. It's now 2-1.
So unless there's a hard hit ground ball right at one of the infielders, it's going to be tough for the Govs to turn a double play here just because of the defensive positioning.
Zabel will come set from the stretch. Here is the 2-1 pitch. That one's going the other way again. The right fielder in Mayer giving chase. He'll run out of time as it falls foul, and it's now 2-2.
We got some activity starting to develop down in the left field bullpen. I think that's Elliott Life is down, starting to get warm. We'll see how Zabel reacts and if he's able to battle his way out of this situation with runners on first and second in a 5-4 ball game here in the bottom of the second.
The foul back from Schwab to remain at 2-2. Zabel coming in a little bit earlier than he had anticipated probably coming in this game. Here's the 2-2 pitch now from Zabel to Schwab. Runner takes off for third, swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. The throw to third is not in time. Sliding in safely at third base is Sprinkle. Taking second is Stukel. But a big strikeout of Schwab, and there's now 2 away. But the tying run is 90 feet away, and the go-ahead run is in scoring position with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. So with Reese Arbogast, the center fielder, who popped out the shortstop in his first at-bat, base hit could give O'Gorman the lead.
Yeah, good throw from Andy Gordon down to third base and just a bang-bang play at third, and Stukel just able to get his feet in just ahead of the tag by Matt Hansen. But a good call by the umpire right on top of the play. But Knights now have runners in scoring position.
0-1 pitch, fouled away, and it's 0-2. And Zabel's got a couple pitches to work with here. See where he throws this 0-2 pitch, in the dirt or around the eyes.
Yeah, you just want him to go be aggressive right here. You don't want him to nibble and get himself in trouble.
0-2 pitch. That one is on the outside edge, taken for strike 3. And Zabel will strike at the last 2 men of the inning. And that will end the bottom of the second. 3 runs, though, score in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We have played 2 completes. It is a 5-4 lead for Pierre against O'Gorman. Back in a minute, you listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call TODD'S Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, TODD'S Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call TODD'S Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. TODD'S Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Hey, it's Julia from Milwaukee Federal Credit Union, letting you know that our recreational special is back again, with terms up to 10 years, no payments for 90 days, and rates as low as 2.4% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre and let Jameson or I get you started.
People helping people. Hawaii Federal Credit Union.
It is the top of the third inning. The Governors lead 5-4. It is 5, 6, and 7. Bennett Dean, Jake Mayer, and Spencer Lettler against the pitcher Harry Huners. Bennett Dean in the first at bat popped out to the third baseman to end the top of the first. So much different feeling game than what we've had probably the last week. I mean, this is the first game that feels a little bit different than the last 6, as that one's fouled away by Dean on the first pitch, in terms of the fact that we're seeing a lot of runs being scored. In the last several games, it's been a low-scoring game other than the 7-0 win for Roosevelt. We've had 9 runs score here in the first 2 innings, as the count is now 1-1.
Yeah, 9 runs. 9 runs was about 3 or 4 games worth the way it's been for the Govs the last couple of doubleheaders.
So a 1-1 count here to Huners, to Bennett Dean from the windup. 1-1 pitch is at the letters, and it's now 1-2 to Dean. And Dean had a triple in game number 1. He went 1 for 2 in that first game. Reached base twice. 1-2 pitch. Dean ropes it, ground ball high, hop to the second baseman, Nikalmas. The throw to first will get by the first baseman and towards the first base dugout. Dean will round first and easily take second. So it'll be a leadoff error by the second baseman, Kalmas. And the Governors are in business with their leadoff runner in scoring position right away.
Yeah, and that was a ball hit with a fair amount of topspin and looked like it probably hit something, maybe hit the lip of the grass as it went towards Kalmas at second base, and he actually had to move his glove up above his head on a ball that was just really, just working its way across the grass, and I think that probably threw the timing of the throw off a little bit and underthrew the first baseman, and Dean ends up on second after the error on Kalmas.
First pitch is taken for strike one to Jake Mayer. He singled, came around to score. He led off the second with a single and came around to score. So all 3 innings, the Governors have had the leadoff man reach base. Mayer swings and misses at the 0-1 pitch, and the count is now at 0-2.
Yeah, and again, going back to something that I think the Governors were struggling with early in the year, and that's 2-out hitting. They've been able to get those guys on early in the inning, but just have not been able to finish the job especially with 2 outs.
Mayer fouls the 0-2 pitch out of play on the right side. So we'll do it again at 0-2. Outfield square away, infield even all the way around. Huners will come set from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Mayer. Goes behind him, and the catch was made by Sprakel, and the count is now 1-2.
Yeah, and he saved Dean from moving up 90 feet on that play by actually sticking that left hand out, and that ball was a good 2 feet behind Jake Mayer's back. Just a curveball that just never broke.
Here's a 1-2 pitch. Bounces in, and another good stop there by Sprakel, and it's now 2-2. But those last 2 pitches easily could have put Dean at third base. And again, that as a pitcher, that gives you a lot of confidence when your catcher's behind the plate, stopping most everything that you throw at him. You're not too worried about throwing one in the dirt or throwing one wide. As Mayer will shoot that one out to right center field. That's going to get down for extra bases. Dean will come around to score. Mayer's going to round second. He's going to try for third. He's going to be standing up at third base with a RBI triple. And the Governors are now up 6-4.
Yeah, a ball that got up in the air and again just carried. Well hit ball from Jake Mayer on that 2-2 count that he was able to take out into right center and landed about 360 feet away and rolled almost all the way to the fence. And so the Governors are able to play to run, and we'll see if they can keep this inning going with Spencer Lettler at the plate.
Lettler popped out of the shortstop in foul territory in his first at-bat. First pitch swinging, floats it towards center field. The catch is made by the shortstop in Moen. And he quickly turned around to make sure Mayer was not taken off for home. And he retires Lettler for the first out. Another good play there by the shortstop Moen on Lettler's batted ball.
Yeah, and again, a good fielding play from Moen. We've seen him make a couple of really good plays out at that shortstop position so far today.
Hansen will pop up the first pitch towards shallow left center field. The center fielder Arbogast will come on, make the catch. The runner will tag. The throw will come to plate just a little bit offline, and Mayer comes in to score as he was able to slide in safely. Sprinkle might have got a lot of dirt in his eye, and it is a RBI sac fly.
Yeah, good throw from Arbogast in center field, and the throw right at home plate, but just a little bit up the first baseline. And so when Mayer came in, he actually slid, and like you said, John, I think he kicked up a fair amount of dirt that went right into Sprinkle's face, and he just immediately folded to the ground. And I don't get the sense that he's physically in pain, but like I said, I think the head coach for the O'Gorman Knights out bent over top as Sprinkle is still on the ground on his back.
I tell you what, you get some dirt in your eye. It may not be physical, the typical physical pain, but that hurts. It hurts a lot. Well, Sprinkle's going to come out of the game, potentially. Or maybe we'll see if he's going to try and continue.
Yeah, I think he is going to come out. He's walking back to the dugout. If at the very least, he's probably going to flush his eyes out. I don't know. We'll see see how this all plays out.
There was an RBI sac fly for Matthew Hansen that scored Jake Mayer, so the lead is now 7-4 here for the Governors with 2 outs, and the bases are now empty. Colin Bergman is the next hitter. I'm not sure if he's going to flush his eyes out maybe. It looks like somebody else is about ready to come in to catch here for O'Gorman. And maybe the other thing that might have happened is when Mayer slid in and Sprinkle was diving to try and tag him, that maybe a stray foot got in and maybe nearly kicked him in the head, accidentally kicked him in the head to kind of cause him to be in potential of some physical pain.
Yeah, and I didn't see any contact. I mean, it was not a rough play, not a dirty play by any stretch of the imagination. But Sprinkle had taken his helmet off, so he wasn't wearing any protection on his head when he made the play, and so hopefully that young man is going to be okay going forward. You only want to wish him the best.
Carter Peterson is wearing the gear now. He looks like he's the catcher. So Carter Peterson, the left-handed catcher, is on for O'Gorman. Something that you hardly ever see. But Peterson's got the left-handed catching glove. So the left-hander will be the man catching now. And the first pitch to Colin Bergman. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, and it's that's an adjustment. And I'm sure he's got some experience back there, Peterson does, in that catching position as the left-hander. But you'll see him actually hop a little bit to his right when he makes the throw back to the pitcher, so he's not throwing right either into the back of or over the top of any right-handed batter.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Colin Bergman. He'll foul it back to the screen and is now 1-2. Here to the designated hitter, Colin Bergman. Lincoln Keenels is on deck. The number 9 hitter, Bergman. He is 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And Bergman will go out towards left center field. That one's going to get down for extra bases. And Bergman will round first and head for second. He'll be standing at second base. Another extra base hit for the Governors. A 2-out double for Bergman. And that'll bring up Lincoln Keenels, who is looking for his 7th hit of the doubleheader. He's 2 for 2 here in game number 2. He went 4 for 4 in game number 1. And an RBI chance for Lincoln Keenels.
Just a note on Nate Sprinkle. I see him walking under his own power out to the parking lot, which is probably a good sign. Nobody's with him, so you got to believe that whatever his situation is probably temporary in nature.
Here's the 1-0 pitch from Huners to Keenels, and Keenels will pop it up to the right side over in the right field for Sanders. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the third. The first time in 7 at-bats today that Lincoln Keenels has been retired. 2 more runs score on 2 hits in the inning. 1 error and 1 man left on base. We have played 2.5, a 7-4 lead for Pierre over O'Gorman. Back in a minute. Listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Pierre Sports Center is your local Ranger Boat and Mercury Outboard dealer. They're a must-see for your Ranger boat needs. See their selection of Mercury outboard motors for more power. Pierre Sports Center can help you with financing and other boating needs. Need service for your boat or trailer to keep you going? Pierre Sports Center is your one-stop shop. Pierre Sports Center, Ranger Boats, and Mercury Outboard, a combination that can't be beat. Pierre Sports Center, 1440 North Garfield Avenue in Pierre, or give them a call, 224-5546. When you want the best prices and best selection, go to Wagner Auto in Pierre. The certified sales staff at Wagner Auto will provide you service after the sale and how to get easy financing. Check out their website, WagnerAuto.com, or stop in. They have the best prices and won't be undersold. Wagner Auto has the region's largest selection with over 280 new and quality pre-owned vehicles. GM certified pre-owned vehicles give you peace of mind with their 12-month or 12,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty and 5-year or 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Log on to WagnerAuto.com or stop by Wagner Auto in Pierre, South Dakota's oldest auto dealer since 1907.
As we welcome you back here at the bottom of the third inning, Jet Zabel on the mound. You get the final 2 outs of that bottom of the second, but it is going to be 6, 7, and 8. Matthew Winterton, Graham Sanders, and Cade Kalmus to lead things off here for O'Gorman. The lefty delivers the first pitch to the first baseman, Winterton, and that will miss outside for ball 1.
Governors have scored in each of the first 3 innings, and again, we've said it before, it'd really be nice for Jet Zabel to go out and get a 1-2-3 inning and get the Governors back with the bats in their hands for the top of the 4th.
Count is 2-0 here to Winterton. Leadoff man in the first 2 innings for O'Gorman, a walk and a double. Both guys have reached base. Both guys have come in to score. That one is at the knees and is now 2-1 to Winterton. He's 0 for 1. He grounded into that 4-6 putout to end the bottom of the first inning. Here's the 2-1 pitch at the knees, and it's now 2-2. After today, the Governors are at home for the remaining schedule of the season. They're at home on Wednesday. 2-2 pitch. That one's floated back up the middle. Takes a hop for Wiebe. He's got to turn and throw quickly, and it is in time, just barely in time. And the leadoff man's retired to open up the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, nice strong throw from Wiebe. I thought maybe he took a little bit too long on the transfer because he was only about he was back right where the skin and the outfield grass come together, just to the right of second base, and he made a nice strong throw to get Winterton by just a half a step at first base.
First pitch is over for strike 1 to Graham Sanders, who led off the bottom of the 2nd with a double. 8 guys came to the plate last inning. 3 runs scored for O'Gorman. 0-1 pitch. That one is on the inside edge, and it's now 0-2.
Zabel, one of 4 left-handers that the Governors can roll out onto the mound. In addition, we've already seen Jackson Edmond today, but also we saw McGuire Rasky last night, and we saw Elliott Life getting warm down in the bullpen. So it could be a parade of left-handers this weekend for the Governors.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch again to Graham Sanders. Upstairs, and it's now 1-2. We talked about the draft, the NFL draft, but I think Big Brother Peyton will be one guy to be kind of watching in the Major League draft in next month, because it is May 1st. Mm-hmm. So next month at the MLB draft, as they foul that pitch back, and it remains at 1-2.
Are they doing that at the All-Star game again this year in July?
Oh, maybe they are.
I think they are.
So maybe it is 2 months from now. I know it's usually the first or second week of June. Pitch comes in, nearly hits Sanders, and is now 2-2.
We'll call it several weeks away. How's that sound?
There we go. It's close, but it's not that close. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Misses low and outside, and the count is now 3-2.
You got to believe that Jets probably got a little coaching from the big brother along the way, and probably not only Big Brother Peyton, but Big Brother Gray, who was a pretty good pitcher in his own right.
3-2 pitch popped high up in the air. It's going to get out of play, and we'll do it again at 3-2. I think he's got some coaching and also some not fun coaching from those big brothers.
Yeah, I think there's been a fair amount of competition over the years inside and outside of the Zabel household.
3-2 pitch. That one is shot to left field. Lettler does not see it. It is going to be foul. It had home run distance, but it lands foul. Lettler had no idea where that was at. I mean, he hardly even moved because he did not see it, and he's got the sunglasses above the head. I think he took the sunglasses off to maybe see if he can see it. So a near home run for Graham Sanders. But we will do it again at 3-2 with just a loud strike. And the payoff pitch again. Fouled back to the netting. And we'll do it again at 3-2. This is a good battle here between Jet Zabel and Graham Sanders.
Yeah, a ball that as soon as it left the bat, you knew it was going to go a long ways. And like you said, Lettler did not even move. 3-2 pitch. In comes inside, and Sanders will draw the walk. He was down 0-2 in the count with Sanders. Fought off a couple of pitches. He got it back to 3-2, nearly hit a home run, and will end up taking a walk. And Cade Kalmus will come to the plate. Even if Sanders would have been retired at one point, it's still a quality at-bat for him to make Zabel throw a lot of pitches in that at-bat. One out, runner at first, Cade Kalmus. He'll swing and miss at the first pitch. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat. That was the last hitter that Aaron Booth retired before leaving with an injury.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Zabel to Kalmus. That one will bounce in, goes off the umpire. Trying to take second to throw to second. The swipe tag, and Keenels didn't grab the ball, didn't have the ball long enough, and nearly got lost in the cloud of dust. So it's now a ball and a strike with a runner at second. Kick all that dirt up, and yeah, he almost lost Keenels when he went down to pick up the ball because of how much dirt and dust had popped up from that slide. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's over for strike two, and the count is now 1-2.
Yeah, probably infield may need a little bit of water after this game. We were talking to one of the dads from Sioux Falls Roosevelt last night, who was up here working the press box during the doubleheader, and he was telling us that last summer there were nearly 1,800 games played in this complex. That's just an amazing number. If you haven't been to Harmon Park, there are 7 full-size baseball fields in this complex. That's a lot of games on those 7 fields over a short period of time.
2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and Kalmus goes down on strikes for the second straight time, and there's now 2 away to bring up TJ Free, who had an RBI single back in the bottom of the second. So two outs, runner on second. Free to the plate, looking to drive in his second run in as many at-bats. 7-4 lead here for Pierre. 1 in the first, 4 in the second, and 2 in the third. As that one is fouled out of play on the right side on the first pitch. 1 run for O'Gorman in the first, 3 in the second. None so far in the third, but there is one a base hit away from scoring. They'll keep a 0 off the board. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses low, and it's now 1-1. Just a glaring difference of what we've seen in a lot of other games the Governors have played. Usually we see plenty of zeros on the board for both teams. Now we might have our first 0 if Zabel is well, that one comes just inside and is now 2-1.
The umpire brought that right hand up like he wanted to call it a strike, and at the very last second he made the motion with his left hand that the pitch was inside.
2-1 pitch. That one's going the other way. That's down for a base hit. Rounding third, and going to try and score. The throw will come way offline, and taking second base on the throw will be Free. And an RBI single, and another run scores for O'Gorman. They're back within 2, 7-5 on the RBI single for Free. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 RBIs.
Yeah, and that's a ball that Jake Mayer fielded cleanly out in right field, but probably didn't have a chance to throw the runner out at home plate, and probably would have been better off just having the ball come into second base and keeping the runner, keeping Free at first base, and instead now Free is in scoring position with 2 outs.
The first pitch to Moen is popped up, and that will be out of play. And so on 1, and again, the little things. And all of a sudden a base hit makes it a 7-6 game, where a base hit would maybe put Free at third base at the best. On just a single, obviously an extra base hit scores him no matter what, but just the little things of hitting your cutoff man and keeping that runner at first base as it counts 0-2 here to Moen.
Yeah, and with 2 outs, Free is going to be off on contact as soon as anything is hit, so he's likely going to score on just about any kind of a single.
Zabel, the 0-2 pitch to Moen. There's a ground ball right back up the middle, through for a base hit. McGuire Rasky will field. No chance to throw him out of the plate, but the throw will come in anyway, and taking second base again is going to be Moen. So it's now 7-6, and that's back-to-back hits that the runner will take second on a throw that didn't need to be coming in for the Governors. So it's, again, now a base hit away for O'Gorman to tie the game up.
Yeah, and again, a ball that was hit sharply through the middle, and Rathke comes in again. Kind of a carbon copy of the hit prior to that, and Rathke comes up clean with it, but by the time that he fielded the ball, Free was about 3 or 4 steps around third base, and there really wasn't a chance to even throw him out, and so with that, the batter ends up on second base.
First pitch is taken for strike 1. The score 7-6 now. Pierre leads by 1 in the bottom of the third inning. Zabel will come set in the 0-1 pitch to Peterson. his first at bat of the ball game, coming in for the injured Nate Sprinkle. And he's got a chance to immediately make an impact and a base hit to tie this ball game up. Throws left, bats left, but he is the catcher here for O'Gorman. That one misses and is now 2-1 to Carter Peterson.
Lefty on lefty matchup. The lefty Zabel on the mound, lefty Peterson at the plate, something you don't see very often in South Dakota high school baseball.
Peterson coming in, hitting .313 on the season. That one is a swing and a miss and is now 2-2. 5 for 16, 3 runs, one RBI, 3 runs scored. He does have 2 doubles. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Comes in and hits him. And Zabel will have now first and second here with 2 away for Sam Stukel. And Stukel, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI, 2 RBI single. Again, a base hit would tie the ball game up. Extra bases could give O'Gorman the lead. The Govs have led at every point in this game other than when O'Gorman tied it in the bottom of the first. Here's the first pitch. And Stukel flies it out towards left field. Rasky going a long way to try and get to it. Can't get to it. Ball game is tied. O'Gorman will take the lead. Rasky fumbling out there in left center field. And rounding third and stopping at third base will be Stukel. But O'Gorman has an 8-7 lead. Their first lead of the ball game. And at third base will be Stukel with a 2 RBI triple.
Yeah, and a ball that Stukel hit well and out into left center, and Rasky had to go a long way. And I thought at the last second, I thought maybe he was going to have a chance. He was going to have a chance at that ball, but just landed just out of his reach, about 5 feet over his head. And now we're going to have a mound visit from Coach Dirk Campbell. Looks like Elliot Life going back to get loose again real quickly. He's not even down in the bullpen. He's right behind the dugout playing catch pretty quickly with Isaac Pollock. We'll see if this is a delay tactic, and we'll see how long that Dirk Campbell goes out there before he makes a move, or if this is just a visit to give Life some time to get warm. He was down in the bullpen earlier.
Well, I think, too, that what will happen here is wouldn't be surprised if Dirk will continue to stand out there. Well, yeah, I think he's going to stand out there and talk as long as the umpires are going to let him. The umpire can come in and break it up at any point he wants. Field umpire clapped his hands already. But I think now the plate umpire will start to make his way out to walk to go over and maybe break out the mound visit between Dirk, Zabel, and Gordon. So a long mound visit that gives Elliot Life a chance to warm up on the flat ground just behind the third base dugout. Well, there's a runner at third here with 2 outs. O'Gorman has an 8-7 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch to number 4 hitter, and Jacob Schwab is taken for strike 1.
And Jet Zabel just 1 out away from getting out of this. Started the inning ground out, walk, strikeout before giving up back-to-back singles, then the hit batter, and then the 2-run triple to Stukel.
It's a 1-1 count here to Jacob Schwab. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Just a bit upstairs above the letters, and the count is now 2-1. So we Schwab and then Arbogast. Still 2 outs here, though. The 8th man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. And that one is outside, and it's now 3-1. Life no longer playing catch. You would assume this will probably be Zabel's last hitter if he can't get out of this inning. Here's the 3-1 pitch coming here from Zabel. That one is over for strike 2, and the count is now full. Runner comes in to score as Gordon threw it back to the mound, and it's now a 9-7 game. They kind of relaxed, throwing the ball back and forth to both Zabel, from Gordon to Zabel, and breaking as soon as that throw came back to the mound. Stukel took off for home and scores and steals a run for O'Gorman to now lead 9-7. Their 5th run of the inning.
Yeah, all coming with 2 outs. And again, this was an inning that Govs got the second out of the inning, and there was just a runner on first at the time, and since that time, the Knights have put a 5 spot on the board.
So full count pitch here from Zabel to Schwab from the windup. That one is popped up in the right field. Mayer will come in. He'll make the catch, and the Governors will get out of the inning. But that's that last run is a big one for O'Gorman. 5-run score in the inning on 3 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We have played now 3 completes. O'Gorman has their first lead, 9-7 over Pierre. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Evermore Boutique, where fashion doesn't have to break the bank. See them for men's, women's, and children's clothing, shoes, accessories, and so much more. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday from noon to 7, Saturdays from 11 to 6, and Sundays from noon to 5. Visit Evermore Boutique, located at 104 South Pierre Street in Pierre, or give them a call today, 605-494-0194. That's Evermore Boutique in Pierre.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Top of the 4th inning. It is going to be 2, 3, and 4 here for the Pierre Governors. McGuire Rasky, Andy Gordon, and Jaden Wiebe. Govs now trailing for the first time today in the 2 games that they've played. And for the Govs, this is a big inning here for, I guess, not even just for the Govs, but for both teams. So Gorman's got all the momentum on their side right now, taking the first lead of the game for them. And the Govs have got to find a way to answer that and either tie the game up or at least put some runs on the scoreboard in this top of the 4th. The first pitch misses for ball 1.
Yeah, so far on the day for Harry Huners, the O'Gorman starter, 3 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed so far, 7 runs, 5 of them earned. No walks, no strikeouts so far for Huners. A little bit out of character for a young man who has come in and struck out 15 over 9 in a 3rd innings coming into the day.
The 1-1 pitch. And Huners doesn't get the call as it was just a bit upstairs. And it's now 2-1. Well, it's a tough take. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's now 2-2. Rasky is 1 for 2 so far. He had an RBI single and also had an RBI reached on an error in his first 2 at-bats. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Huners to Rasky. Come inside and miss low, and it's now 3-2.
I think the last left-handed catcher I remember seeing was a number of years ago, Jordan Heckenleibel, when he was playing for Pierre Post 8. Probably, we're going back over a decade. Was a left-handed was the regular catcher for Post 8 and was a left-hander.
Leadoff walk to McGuire Rasky, and that will bring up Andy Gordon, who was 1 for 2 with an RBI single. That's again, I mean, you said it too. A number of years ago, you just don't see it very often. As the first pitch is taken high and outside for ball 1, it's cool to see. It really looks. I don't want to say he looks awkward because he doesn't look awkward. He knows what he's doing back there, but it just looks different to make it look like it would be awkward. There's a ground ball to the left side, fielded by the shortstop. A long throw to first is high and it'll get away, and both runners will take the next 90 feet. Gordon on at second, and it will be Rasky over at third on the error in charge of the shortstop in a moment. Well, it's tough to maybe not give him a single and an error, but nonetheless, it is an error to move up both runners 90 feet.
Yeah, and that's really the first mistake we've seen out of Mullen today. I mean, he's made a couple of really nice plays. That time he had to go over in the hole on just a ball that wasn't hit real hard. Thought about going to second, but by the time he saw that he wasn't going to have a play there, he had to make a strong throw across the field, and
that'll get away from the catcher. 1 run will score. Another run's going to come in to score. As Huska rounded second, Peterson could not find the ball at all, and 2 runs score on the wild pitch. And the Governors have tied it up at 9-9 with nobody out, and the bases are now empty.
Yeah, and just like O'Gorman kind of stole a run with Stuckel stealing home in the last half inning, the Governors are able to get a break there, and Huska able to come all the way around from second on a pass ball.
And Peterson immediately lifted the mask up, and he was turning, looking to his left, looking to his right, and just could not find the baseball at all. Huners actually ended up going all the way to get to it, but nobody was there to cover by the time he got to the ball, and Huska scored. A throw to first on the ground ball, the shortstop in Moen to make the play, and there's now one down here in the top of the fourth, as that will bring up Bennett Dean, who was 0 for 2. He reached on an error in his second at-bat, leading off the top of the third, and came around to score. So it's a 9-9 score here in the top of the fourth inning. With one down, here's the first pitch to Dean. Swings and misses, and it's 0-1.
And we talked about, again, our predictions go wildly wrong. And we talked about that runs might be at a premium in this game, and by the end of the game they might be at a premium. But right now we've got 18 total on the board through 3.5.
That's a strike, and it's now 0-2 to Dean. I think you meant like premium gas prices. It's a lot.
Well, premium in terms of whoever scores last might win.
The 0-2 pitch is fouled off the left side. The third baseman, Free, will go over to make the catch. And there's now two down here in the top of the fourth inning. And that'll bring up Jake Mayer, who is 2 for 2 with a single and a RBI triple. Those premium gas prices, they can just continue to, that's the kind of the runs that we're seeing. They keep continuing to climb.
Yep. Yeah, it just kind of goes up and up and up and up, and that's kind of the way the scoreboard's been working so far in this game.
First pitch misses low for ball one to Jake Mayer. Spencer Lettler is on deck. He was 0 for 2. Mayer is 2 for 2. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is taken for strike one. Mayer's hit the ball well in his 2 trips to the plate. He gets shot that triple out in the right center field, scoring Dean. 1-1 pitch. Bounces in, and it's now 2-1.
We'll see if the Govs can mount their own 2-out rally here after O'Gorman put a 5 spot on the board in the bottom of the third. It'd be nice to see the Govs respond. They've already got 2 here in the top of the fourth, but it'd be nice to see them add a run or 2 on with 2 out here in the top of the fourth.
Swing and a miss by Mayer, and it's now a 2-2 count with 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning. We have not seen a 0 in this ball game yet. 1, 4, 2, and 2 for the 4 innings so far for the Governors, as Mayer chops that one foul. 1, 3, and 5 in the 3 innings that O'Gorman's come to the plate. The only 0 that we have up on the scoreboard is the amount of errors that the Governors have. Here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. And Mayer will go out towards right field. The right fielder Sanders going back on it, make the catch, and retires his side. So a 2-run score on no hits in the inning, 1 error, and no men left on base. We have played 3.5. Pierre and O'Gorman tied 9-9. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Bank West Insurance has the expertise and resources to deliver personalized service and customized solutions. As an independent agency, we shop dozens of companies to get you the best coverage at the best price. As your trusted choice for insurance coverage, we promise to go the extra mile so you can rest assured your loved ones and your assets are protected. Contact your local agent to put Bank West Insurance to work for you.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal agency, not guaranteed by any bank, may go down in value, equal opportunity provider.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, our top priority is providing value to our members. Since 1941, we have helped our neighbors buy homes and vehicles, finance their farms and ranches, insure their assets, and retire comfortably. From Custer to Sioux Falls, we live and work in our communities, and we treat our members like family. Visit bhfcu.com to learn more about how you can join. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by NCUA.
Bottom of the fourth inning, Elliott Life is now on the mound here for the Pierre Governors as he looks to keep this a 9-9 game, which would be a first for any inning to get a 0 on the scoreboard, but it is a 9-9 score as he'll deal with for Gorman Knights. It'll be 5, 6, and 7. Arbogast, Winterton, and Sanders. only change made is Elliott Life coming on end of the mound to pitch as Booth was being hit for. He came out with an injury that you hope is okay, but, actually we do have maybe another defensive change.
Yeah, I think it's Isaac Pollock out in left field for the Governors, replacing Spencer Lettler.
Okay, so Isaac Pollock, there we go. Pollock is out and left. He'll take the place. He'd be the leadoff hitter in the top of the fifth inning. So the leadoff hitter, Reese Arbogast, he's 0 for 2. Flew out popped out the shortstop Key Knowles, also struck out looking in his 2 at-bats. And here's a chance for Elliott Life here for the Governors. The first pitch from the left-hander. Comes upstairs for ball 1.
For Elliott Life, his 3rd appearance on the year. He has pitched 2 innings, both in relief, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 5 walks, 5 strikeouts on the year for the senior left-hander.
As the count is 1-1 here to Reese Arbogast. We're still, I guess we're at the midway point of the year now, but it still feels a little early in the season. And this is a good chance here for Elliott Life to get on that right track. He's a strikeout per walk pitcher right now, but you get into a rhythm coming in relief because that's he's kind of used to that role. He's been in relief the last several times as that one is popped up on the left side. Going in is Key Knowles. He goes out to make the catch. Pollock took a wide route over there, but Key Knowles is able on the line to make the catch. And Arbogast is retired to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. And that will bring up Matthew Winterton, who is 0 for 2 with 2 ground outs.
Yeah, a nice play by Key Knowles, ranging far to his right over on the line when he made that catch to retire the first out.
First pitch, a swing and a miss by Matthew Winterton, the first baseman.
And again, just this is the kind of outing that if Elliott Life can go out and give you some good innings, just establish a little bit of confidence. You build that baseline and then you work out from there. And if Elliott can give you a couple of good innings here, keep this game tied, and allow the Governors to come back, then he's got an opportunity to potentially expand on that going forward.
Count is 1-2 here to Winterton. The 1-2 pitch from Elliott Life to Matthew Winterton. Misses just a little bit low. He wanted that call, didn't get it. As he hops on the mound and he peered in a little bit. I think he maybe even asked where that pitch was at, and the count is now 2-2.
Yeah, I think Elliott's looking for a little bigger strike zone than what the home plate umpire is willing to give him right now.
2-2 pitch. Curveball on the outside edge, taken for strike 3, and there's a strikeout for Elliott Life, his first of the game, and there's now 2 down. And here's Graham Sanders, who is 1 for 1 with a double and also walked. He's come around to score both times, but you got the first 2 guys retired. Not any time to relax. You got a chance to get a 0 on the board for the first time in this game for either team. You can't take that you got the first 2 guys out for granted. First pitch is over for strike 1.
Life looks like he has that big curveball working today. He's able to drop that one in for strike 1 against Sanders.
0-1 pitch. They check him. He went around with a swing, and the count is now at 0-2. So Sanders is down the count 0-2. That one is one that the Governors will say thank you. The 0-2 pitch comes inside, and Sanders almost stuck the arm out to get hit by it, but it was inside enough where it's taken for a ball, and it's now 1-2.
A little hard to read this home plate up because he makes a motion on every pitch to show whether it was inside or outside, and sometimes you don't know whether it's a strike or not. And just like that, I mean, Elliott thought he had strike number 3 as the umpire motions that it was just outside.
And it was outside, but that motion that goes out, you kind of feel like you're about to get that strike call. 2-2 pitch. Sanders will pop it up into shallow left field. Pollock a long run, dives, but he can't make the catch. And Sanders will round first and have himself a 2-out double. Didn't hang up long enough in the air for that one, and it's Sanders on at second base. And now all of a sudden, after getting the first 2 guys retired, here's Cade Calvis with a base hit. Would eliminate that zero that the Governors are trying to throw up on the board and give O'Gorman the lead back.
Yeah, and I don't think Isaac Pollock saw that ball right away. It was a real late break, and even though he's got as good a speed as anybody on the team, he just came up just a couple of feet short.
That one will get to the backstop as that one was bounced in. Rounding third, and a hard round there from Sanders. But he is now 90 feet away from giving O'Gorman the lead back. Calmus 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts so far. This is a all-important at-bat. You know, and I wonder, too, and because we've kind of seen this throughout the weekend for the Governors, but also just mostly all the left fielders in general of these couple of games, is that the left fielders are struggling to see a ball hit towards them other than when it was last night when the sun went down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and you look around, and even though we're playing in the daytime, I mean, there's kind of some high clouds in the south, which would be where the left fielder would be looking. And you know, earlier in this game, Spencer Lettler looked like he had some trouble picking up some balls out in left field. So it must be a tough read out there.
Count is 2-1 here to Calmus. The 2-1 pitch. Curveball that's over from Life and is now 2-2. The runner at third, that is Graham Sanders. The 2-2 pitch, instead time is called by Calmus.
Yeah, and you know what you really look for out of Elliott Life right now, you know, as the Governors are playing their 4th game in 2 days, is you'd really like to see him settle in and finish this game if he can go these last 4 innings. That would be ideal. Take some work off the Governor pitching staff.
2-2 pitch misses inside, and it's now 3-2. Life was made his way back to the dugout, thinking that was strike 3. From up here, he was pretty close. That's a close 2-strike pitch to take. Here's the 3-2 pitch now to Calmus. That one's back up the middle and a base hit. And O'Gorman is back on top. First 2 guys retired, and then a double and a single. And it's a 10-9 lead now for O'Gorman. And it brings up TJ Free, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI on each of those 2 singles.
Yeah, and again, O'Gorman puts together a 2-out rally, doing some things right with the 2-out approach at the plate, and Calmus a good at bat to get the RBI single and score Sanders from third base.
First pitch is in the dirt and a good block there by Gordon.
Good crowd on hand here today. Good following from the O'Gorman faithful, and always the Pierre Governor faithful travel well. So a good crowd here at Harmon Park.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one is missed low, and it's now 2-0. And now a lot of the fans are in the shade for the rest of the evening here. We got a new baseball from Andy Gordon, and I think now for the next couple months, every time I see a umpire giving a new baseball, I just think about the Reds game where they kept throwing a baseball to him, and he just kept throwing it back in the dugout. Get a baseball to him. I said, I don't want to throw in this kind of weather.
I'm done. It's cold. It's wet. I want to go home. And finally, after about the 8th ball, the umpire threw out. I think he was out of balls in his ball bag, and the home plate umpire just looked at Cincinnati pitcher and just threw his arms. And said, I got any more. I mean, and I think they called the game shortly after that.
I'm saying he knew what he was doing to try to get that rain delay. Here's a 2-1 pitch. That one is fouled away and is now 2-2 as fans are leaving, and got to be a little bit careful. That count is 2-2. Scared a dog over there too.
Yeah, there was I think there was a JV game going on next to us between Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Sioux Falls Lincoln, and so that game has gotten over, and that fan base is now leaving. 2-2
pitch is grounded to the left side. Keenel's up to charge. A tough play. The throw is not in time. Beats it out. The infield single is free, and he is 3 for 3 now with those 3 singles, and it's first and second with 2 outs. I'll bring up Andy Moen, who's reached base all 3 times. He walked the first 2 plate appearances and an RBI single in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And again, this is all coming with 2 outs in the inning. A double from Sanders, an RBI single from Calmus, and an infield single for free, and it's first and second with 2 away. First pitch to Moen is at the knees for strike 1.
It is kind of a weakly hit ball and Keenholz plays fairly deep at shortstop, and he had to come in all the way to the infield grass and try to throw on the run, and just had to come in too far, and when he did, he was just able to Free was able to beat the throw by about a step and a half.
Count is 1-1. That one missed just a bit outside. Here is the 1-1 pitch. A swing and a miss is now 1-2. Get a couple of other score updates. Team South Dakota, there's 4 hockey teams. Team South Dakota playing in the girls' teams are playing in Denver. Boys 14U as a swing and a miss. And there is strike 3. So we'll continue that into the top of the 5th inning. But a run scores again for O'Gorman on 3 hits in the inning. No errors and 2 men left on base. After 4 completes, O'Gorman leads Pierre 10-9. Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Home Care Services is a private agency committed to providing expert advice and specialized care to those who want to remain living independently at home. Home Care Service has a team of nurses, caregivers, and administrative staff that offers a full range of in-home support services to our area. For more information about Home Care Services, call 224-2273. Expert advice, professional care. Home Care Services, 224-2273.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It is the top of the 5th inning, a 10-9 lead for O'Gorman. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, as the Govs will be looking to try and answer again what O'Gorman was able to do. 10-9. We've had runs in every single inning so far, every half inning as well for both Pierre and O'Gorman.
We have a new pitcher on the mound for O'Gorman. It'll be Sam Stukel. Stukel had been the designated hitter. He will come on to take the hill for Stukel. This is his 6th appearance on the year. 4 of the appearances so far have been starts. 21 innings pitched on the year. He is 2-1 on the year. He does have a save in his only save opportunity. Has allowed 13 runs, 9 of them earned, walked 6, but the big number, 28 strikeouts in those 21 innings. So striking out a strikeout and a third per inning so far on the year for Stukel. 3.0 ERA and a 1.05 whip for Sam Stukel. So one of the better pitchers on the O'Gorman staff. We'll see if the Governors can reach him after Harry Huners had gone the first 4 complete innings, and for Huners, his day will be complete. 4 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 9 runs, only 5 of them earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts, 72 pitches on the day for Huners, 47 strikes to the 24 batters that he faced.
Isaac Pollock, Matthew Hansen, and Colin Bergen will be the first men to greet him. 7, 8, 9 for the Governors. Pollock's first at bat after replacing Spencer Lettler out in left field. So Sam Stukel, his first pitch to Isaac Pollock. There's a grounder that is fouled. And it's 0-1 here to Pollock. It's kind of nice when the DH comes in. When he comes in the game to play the position, he takes the position of the guy he was DHing for, not moving around everywhere else. All of a sudden you get a whole bunch of different, or somebody else comes in and the DH is gone and all this other stuff. Stukel just comes straight in from the DH spot, so the batting order doesn't change. 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, a pitch that Stukel took a little something off, and Pollock out in front on that on his front foot with the swing, and so now Pollock finds himself in an 0-2 hole.
Here is the now 0-2 pitch from Stukel to Isaac Pollock. This is outside, and it's now 1-2. So back to Team South Dakota. The 14U, they won again today, 6-1. The Hawaii Capitals' Carter Sanderson scored a goal. They went 3-0 in pool play, the top seed in the tournament going into tomorrow's semifinal game. 1-2 pitch misses inside, and it's now 2-2. 3 of the 4 teams were 2-0 going into Saturday, and even the team that fell, the 19U girls team, they just need to go to overtime or at least get a point, and they find themselves in the Sunday's action as well. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Pollock going to go down on strikes, and Stukel will open up his pitching performance with a strikeout. As that'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Matthew Hansen, who is 1 for 1, reached base on a single, and then had a sac fly RBI in the top of the third. The right-hander gets the sign. Here's the first pitch to Hansen. One's outside off the mid of Peterson, and it's 1-0.
Yeah, we'll see if Matt Hansen can get something going here. The junior. Going to play a big role next year as a senior, both on the football field and the basketball court for the Governors. Also, the number 1 tennis player this spring on the Governor tennis team. All around, really good athlete.
Count is 2-0 to Hansen. He's going to be a busy guy next weekend. The Govs play Saturday and Sunday, baseball-wise, as the 2-0 is over for strike one. Well, he'll go and play in Mitchell tennis on Monday, and then be at home for some duels on Thursday, and then the Pierre invite will be on Friday and Saturday. So he's got Tuesday, Wednesday to kind of keep himself rested up for a busy weekend. There's a line shot into left field, coming in on it and just bouncing in front of the glove of Schwab, and Hansen has himself a one-out single. And bring up Colin Bergman, who is 2 for 2.
Yeah, just a sinking line drive out into left field, and Schwab made a nice play out there to almost come up with the ball. In fact, he got a glove on it and was able to the ball just fell in front of him and kind of short hopped him, and luckily for O'Gorman, the ball didn't skip past because Schwab was able to knock it down and get it back into the infield, hold Hansen to a single.
First pitch to Colin Bergman, swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Hansen, back when they played Aberdeen Central, I believe it was, on the tennis court, he actually had a shot that he went between his legs. You know, you see those on ESPN, the top 10 plays, and he went between his legs to return it back across, and he got it back into play, as that one was missed upstairs, and it's now 1-1. But he ended up not winning the point, but it was pretty impressive to see him to go between his legs to return that was his only chance to return it back across the net. Here's 1-1 pitch. Misses low for ball 2. Hansen took off the pitch. He will steal second. And backing up the throw was Moen. So the count is now 2-1, but Hansen takes second.
Yeah, and again, with as much going on as Matthew Hansen does, I mean, sometimes you wonder how he's able to keep the studies in control. But he's also a very bright young man, and so if anybody can handle that challenge, it's going to be somebody like Matt Hansen.
Count is 3-1 here to Colin Bergman. Lincoln Keno's top of the order is on deck. One down here at the top of the fifth. You listen to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station. Past 7 o'clock here on this Saturday evening here in Sioux Falls. 3-1 pitch to Bergman. Swings and misses, and it's a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, this is a big at bat right here. You really would like to see Brueggemann reach base some way, maybe push Hansen 90 feet closer to home.
As the 3-2 pitch upcoming here for Stukel. So we'll have time. That shot's a tweener shot, and it was done by another high school student here not too long ago. I believe Alex Lupu. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce the name or not, but saw it and they had pictures to prove it too.
Okay.
I did not take a picture of Matt Hansen with that tweener shot.
What kind of sports director are you?
You know,
you're a radio guy. You don't live in pictures.
That's right. Well, that's true. I mean, we do got the video feed on KCCR Sports on YouTube, but much different to try and see that on the tennis court. I don't bring the camera with me. I guess I always have a camera with me. I got my phone.
Yep.
Here's a 3-2 pitch to Colin Bergman. Oh, misses low for ball 4. And Bergman's on for the third time. Hansen took third base as well when the ball was in the dirt. So it's now first and third here with one down. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Lincoln Keenels. Never think about it, though. I mean, I got the recorder ready to go on my phone. I'll be talking to anybody any chance I get.
Yeah, you're all about the audio. You got to be thinking a little bit more about the video in the 21st century. I mean, we're multicasting. We're doing all kinds of things. We're cross-platforming. I mean, all kinds of words that I have no idea what I'm saying. But
the first pitch to Lincoln Keenels, that one's outside for ball one.
No idea what they mean. They sound good, though.
They sound good. You sound like you know what you're talking about. We had a lot of problems yesterday, and even the today trying to get going with the broadcast. That really put my vast expertise in being a tech guy to work.
Yeah, your 20-something hair would have started to turn gray with all the challenges you've had on the tech side in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, I have grown my hair back, so there's actually hair to lose now again. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Lincoln Keenels. That's a sharp line drive over the jumping first baseman and into right field for a base hit. One run will score. Bergman will be stopped at third base. A double for Lincoln Keenels, his third hit of the game. He is now a home run shy of the cycle. A double, or a triple, a single, and a double, and 3 for 4 for Keenels. 2 RBIs in the ball game, and it is a tie ball game again.
Yeah, just a ball that Keenholz went the other way with, just right over top of Winterton at first base down the right field line, and was able to score Matt Hansen easily from third. Brueggemann ends up going from first to third, and the Governors have a pair of runners in scoring position with one out for senior McGuire-Raskey.
Infield is still back. They'll concede the run for an out, as that one is off the grandstand, and it'll be a foul ball, and it's 0-1 here to McGuire-Raskey. It was a big inning here for the Governors. Well, I say that, but when you look at the scoreboard and you see nothing, you just see numbers all over the place. I think 11 runs aren't going to win you a baseball game in this ball game. There's a swing and a miss, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, we talked about the one prediction that may be prophetic is whoever scores last may win this ball game.
Well, now we know it's not going to happen.
Well, yeah, you'd like to see the Govs put a crooked number up here and maybe give themselves a little breathing room and break out of this 10-10 tie.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. Raskey will fight it off, but it'll be in the infield for the shortstop in Bowen to make the catch. There's now 2 down, and that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, Andy Gordon, who reached on an error in his last at-bat. He is 1 for 3 with an RBI, and he's got 2 big RBIs waiting at second and third if he can find a base hit somewhere through the hole, somewhere in the outfield.
With 2 outs, Keenholz is going to be off on contact, and he's got good speed, so any kind of a base hit will likely score him from second.
First pitch from Stuckel to Gordon. Swings and fouls it back to the netting, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, a base hit would obviously score Brueggemann from third, and like I said, on contact, Keenholz is going to leave second base, and so anything that hits the outfield grass is probably going to play to pair.
0-1 the count to Andy Gordon. Here is the 0-1 pitch. Outside, and it's now 1-1. Just a bit outside to Gordon. On deck is actually Brady Getz. Looks to be hitting for Jaden Wiebe. If they're able to get to him, it'd be interesting if Wiebe then goes back out to play the field if Getz doesn't come up to the plate.
That's one thing in South Dakota high school baseball. One of the unique rules is that they do have the re-entry rule, so you can hit for somebody and then have them come back out and re-enter in that defensive position.
Here's the 1-1 pitch from Stuckel to Gordon. On the outside edge on the off-speed pitch, and it's now 1-2. And Gordon will have to protect. Again, 2 big runs out there on second and third. Bergman at third, Keenholz at second. Base hit could reclaim the lead for the Governors.
Gordon, the leading RBI guy for the Governors. Big spot right here at 1-2.
And the 1-2 pitch from Stuckel to Gordon. Swings and misses on an off-speed pitch. Pull the string on Gordon, and that will end the inning. Another run scores for the Governors on 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We have played 4.5. We are tied 10-10 between Pierre and O'Gorman. Back in a minute. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre knows what that sound is. It's baseball season. They also know that means it's grilling season. Sioux Nation has the Green Mountain Grill choices that you need for those hot dogs and burgers for tailgating. And let's be honest, you know there will be a steak in there too. Visit Sioux Nation of Fort Pierre and see their selection of grills. While you're there, also pick up some seasonings for your grilling needs. Visit Sioux Nation at 504 Deadwood Street, Fort Pierre.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
It is the bottom of the fifth inning at a 10-10 tie between O'Gorman and Pierre. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean. Elliott Life on the mound for his second inning of work. The Governors are looking. This has been a game that we just have not seen a game like this before between Pierre and anybody else, where it's just run after run after run, a back and forth game. We've seen that back and forth game mostly it's been zeros all across the board. We've seen low-scoring games when it's been close. But here is a 10-10 game going into the bottom of the fifth inning, as it'll be Carter Peterson, Sam Stukel, and Jacob Schwab to lead off here for the O'Gorman Knights.
Yeah, and again, I think whatever team is able to put a zero on the board defensively, it may well be the team that comes out of this game with a W. I mean, right now, neither team's been able to have any success.
First pitch is taken for strike one, or swinging strike to Peterson. And it's 0-1.
Been an entertaining game, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, we've nearly hit the 2-hour mark of this ball game. Started at 5:19, almost 7:11 right now. This is 0-1 pitch is upstairs, and it's 1-1. So we're nearing the 2-hour mark in the bottom of the fifth inning. But yeah, it's been fun because you look at the scoreboard and 21 hits combined between these two teams. As that one's a ground ball that takes one hop. Keenels fires it to first to record the first down, and a little in between decisions of do I try and make the catch or let it hop, and Keenels let the bounce just once and fired a strike over to first at Dean to retire the leadoff man.
Yeah, and that's a ball that I think if Lincoln Keenholz doesn't have pretty good confidence in his arm, he probably comes in and tries to make the play and catch the ball on the fly. Just a looper right over the top of the mound, and like you said, there was a little bit of an indecision about whether he tries to get the ball on the fly. He let the ball drop, took a nice hop for him right into the glove, and then a strong throw, and he was able to get Peterson by a step.
Here's a 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1 here to Sam Stukel, the pitcher. And we followed by Jacob Schwab. He is 2 for 3, a double or a single and a triple. 4 runs driven in so far for the number 3 hitter. Curveball that doesn't break for Elliott Life, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, I think the Governors have just got to avoid that two-out rally that O'Gorman has been so good at so far today.
2-1 pitch, and it's going to be now 3-1. Elliott Life, he's wasn't pleased with that call because the umpire started putting his right arm out like he's going to call a strike, then said it was inside. And here's a 3-1 pitch now for Elliott Life. Upstairs, and it's a one-out walk to Stukel. I will say for Elliott Life, though, he's that guy that he's got that ability to chirp a little bit. He's a hockey player. He knows how to kind of.
He knows where the line is.
Yeah, he knows how to get to that line without crossing it. Here's the first pitch to Jacob Schwab. That one's outside for ball one. That first game of the regular season for the Hawaii Capitals, he scored a goal against Watertown, and he pulled the arrow out like he was going to shoot in the Watertown student section. It felt like he dropped down to a knee. It looked like he was skating forever across the ice. And it's now 2-0 to Jacob Schwab, who is 1 for 3. but the referee didn't give him a penalty, but said, hey, don't do that next time. So he knew exactly how far he could do that without actually getting in trouble. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That one's at the letters, and it's now 2-1.
Yeah, we'll go back. We didn't get a chance to give you Jet Zabel's line on the day. He threw 1 2/3 innings back earlier in the game. 4 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks and 3 strikeouts on the day for Jet Zabel.
He did swing, and a little hesitation from the swinging call, but it is 2-2 here to Jacob Schwab. It was 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the bottom of the first inning. 2-2 pitch, runners off. He'll check the swing, the throw to second. They've got him out at second. And maybe you check him to see, well, I guess the umpire, base umpire might not have really paid attention if he was swinging or not. And it is a 3-2 count, but the man is out to Stuckel trying to steal second.
Yeah, good throw from Andy Gordon, and I'm with you, John. I really thought when Schwab checked his swing that he probably went through the zone, but the field umpire was actually watching the attempted steal, and for the Governors, we finally get a 0 on the board.
A swing and a miss. Unconventional 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. They avoid that 1-out walk, and we have our first 0 up on that scoreboard other than when it says 10 runs in an inning. Or 10 runs in the game for both Pierre and O'Gorman. We are tied at 10 after 5. Back in a minute. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
This is the life. Sitting here, sipping lemonade, basking in the warm sun, and admiring the beauty and the solitude of my very own landscaped backyard. You know, I wasn't sure, but I was so glad when I made the call to Andy at Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping to finally have the work done. Calling Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping was probably one of the best and the easiest decisions I've ever made.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, 280-4440. That's 280-4440.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
It is the top of the 6th inning. Governors and Knights tied at 10. Sam Stuckel on for his second inning of work. And it will be Brady Getz that will hit for Jaden Wiebe to open up the top of the 6th inning. Be followed by Bennett Dean and Jake Mayer. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 here for the Governors.
Yeah, and again, this is a big inning. I mean, for the Governors, you got to just keep putting some kind of runs on the board. Or they've played with the lead. They've played in a tie. They've come from behind. Now we're back in a 10-10 tie, and so it would be really nice if the Govs can go out and just put a big number on the board right here and give themselves a little bit of breathing room going into these last 2 innings.
A 10-10 score, 1 run in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third and fourth, and then 1 run in the fifth for the Governors. 1 run in the first, 3 in the second, 5 in the third, and 1 in the fourth, with a 0 in the fifth for O'Gorman. And it is a 10-10 tie in the top of the 6th inning. And you know, you mentioned, too, it's been a fun game. And like I said, you've got 21 hits up on the scoreboard between the two teams, 20 runs between the two teams. Brady Getz will lead things off here for the Pierre Governors, but we've seen a lot of hits. We haven't seen a whole lot of walks between the pitchers for both O'Gorman and Pierre, and where you end up having a long game be played out as more of a I don't want to say it's a boring game, but it's a more frustrating game because you see a whole lot of walks. We're seeing a lot of hits between these two teams, which makes this game. Yeah, we're at the top of the 6th. We've played 2 hours, but it feels like it's moving fairly quickly just because of the fact that we've seen a lot of hits be had. We've seen the guys hit the ball around the park throughout this evening, the early evening. First pitch to Brady Getz is taken for strike 1.
Yeah, so far for the Governors, 11 hits on the day. Keenholz has 3. Mayer, Hansen, and Brueggemann have a pair each. Rasky, Gordon have the other 2 for the Govs.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's grounded off of Stukel. He'll field it and then throw to first to retire the leadoff man here in the top of the 6th inning. And that will bring out now Bennett Dean. Dean is 0 for 3. He reached on an error back in the 3rd inning, but he's popped out the left side of the third baseman his other 2 trips to the plate. Again, the Govs will be at home on Wednesday against Rapid City Central. It's a 5 and 7 o'clock start time at Hyde Stadium. The Govs will be at Hyde Stadium the rest of the regular season, as the first pitch is over for strike 1 to Dean. And that, if the Govs are able to go be a top 4 seed, then they wouldn't have to travel again until if they would make the state semifinal back here to Sioux Falls. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Dean will pop it up, foul and out of play. And it's now 0-2. But a big thing that will help them try and stay in that top 4 spot would be a win here against O'Gorman. A loss and you go 1-3 this weekend. That puts you potentially needing some help to get to you that top 4 spot. 0-2 pitch. Dean rips it to the right side. That's over the first baseman's head and into right field for a 1-out single. As that's the 12th hit of the ball game now for the Governors here through 5 1/3 innings.
Yeah, an off-speed pitch from Stukel that Dean just sat on and laced through the right side, right between the first and second baseman through the hole. And so the Governors have a base runner here with 1 out in the top of the 6th.
And that'll bring up Jake Mayer, the right fielder. 2 for 3, single, and RBI triple. Also flew out to the right fielder, his counterpart, the right fielder in Sanders. First pitch from Stukel to Mayer is outside, but on the edge for taken for strike 1.
Mayer, the senior outfielder, been a member of the Governor High School team for 4 years, been a member of the Post-State Legion varsity team for, this will be his 4th summer up at the varsity level. So young man who's had a lot of varsity experience over the last several years.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Stukel to Mayer. That one is at the knees and is now 0-2.
Stukel again right around the zone. Really doesn't throw overly hard, doesn't have that big blazing fastball, but able to change speeds and able to spot his pitches really well. And that's how he keeps the hitters off balance, and that's how he's gotten to that 3.00 ERA.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Jake Mayer outside, and it's now 1-2. Runner at first, and that is Bennett Dean on the 1-out single, as the sun continues to peek out here as we get later into this ball game. Here's now the 1-1 pitch. Or excuse me, the 1-2 pitch, and Mayer will pop it up into shallow right center field, and that will drop in for a base hit, his 3rd hit of the ball game. And it's now 1st and 2nd here with 1 down to bring up Isaac Pollock.
Yeah, and again, Governors just kind of starting to chip away, and we'll see if you can get a couple of good quality at bats here as we get into the bottom 1/3 of the lineup. Pollock, and then we've got Hansen already has a pair of hits, as does Brueggemann, the 7, 8, 9 hitters, and this is going to be real key for the Governors.
Here's the first pitch to Isaac Pollock from Sam Stukel. Foul it right back to the netting, and it's 0-1. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Mayer on at 1st, Dean at 2nd. Again, an important inning here with 7, 8, 9 right now for the Governors. Trying to get that lead back.
Pollock, the winning pitcher in the first game of the day, threw 4 innings against Yankton. Good outing for him on the day as Pollock goes to 3-1 on the year. I mean, that his 3 wins actually the team lead right now.
The 0-1 pitch is on the outside corner. Is now 0-2 here to Isaac Pollock. Stukel will peer in for the sign. He'll come set. And here comes the 0-2 pitch to the left fielder, Isaac Pollock. Inside, and it's now 1-2. Matt Hansen is on deck. He is 2 for 2 so far in the ball game. Colin Brueggemann also 2 for 2. He'd be after Hansen. A base hit with Dean on at 2nd, depending on how how that hit is. Could score him. So now here's the 1-2 pitch. And Pollock will try and push it out towards right field. The first baseman giving chase, and it will land foul. Winterton had a long run to try and get there, so it remains at a 2-2 count. Or, excuse me, 1-2 count. One down here in the top of the sixth inning.
Good battle from Isaac Pollock right here. If he can continue to battle, really like to see him put something in play. And again, either do something that would at least advance the runners. Ideally, base hit would potentially drive in one, extra base hit potentially drives in two. Good speed from Mayer at first base.
1-2 pitch. That one is at the knees and taken for strike three by Pollock, and there is now two down. And to bring up now Matt Hansen. And Hansen will look to stay perfect on the day, 2 for 2. Also has an RBI sac fly. Now a base hit in the outfield would score Dean.
Yeah, Dean would be off 2 outs. He'd be off on contact, and anything that's hit on the outfield grass is likely gonna plate the 11th run of the game for the Governors.
First pitch to Hansen. That one is fouled off the umpire, and it's 0-1.
Actually, umpire lost his throat guard, the piece of plastic that goes down over your Adam's apple, and so good move here by Peterson, the catcher, to at least go out and start to make an attempt to talk to Stukel, give the home plate umpire a chance to kind of recollect himself and get ready for the second pitch of the at-bat, but looks like we're ready to go.
So now Stukel will peer in the 0-1 pitch upcoming to the third baseman, Hansen. Look at second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hansen will pop it up left side, coming over the third baseman, and Free will make the catch, and that retires the side here in the top of the sixth. A 0 for the first time for O'Gorman. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. After 5.5, it is a 10-10 tie between Pierre and O'Gorman. Back in a minute. You listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Spring is finally here, and it's time to be on the lookout for one of South Dakota's most serious noxious weeds. This invader of roadside trees, pastures, and range is leafy spurge. This noxious weed infests over 300,000 acres. It's a perennial with a distinctive yellow-green color and stems that contain a milky sap. Roots can reach over 20 feet deep. There are several control options that producers can look at, including herbicide and biological control. If you have questions about leafy spurge, contact your local county weed and pest supervisor or the South Dakota Department of Agriculture.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
As we head to the bottom of the sixth inning, it is a 10-10 tie between Pierre and O'Gorman, as it'll be Reese Arbogast, Matthew Winterton, and Graham Sanders here for the O'Gorman Knights. Arbogast, Winterton, both 0 for 3 so far, respectively, as I believe Wiebe is back out at second base, so he is returned after Getz hit for him to lead off the top of the sixth inning. So that means Getz is done for the day, but Wiebe is still able to come back in the re-enter position. So here's Reese Arbogast, 0 for 3. He's popped out to Keenholz twice and also struck out looking. First pitch from Elliott Life. Misses low for ball 1.
Arbogast, the SDSU commit, will be a very nice addition to the Jackrabbit pitching staff going forward. So far on the year,
as that one's laced into center field, Rasky broke in. He will make his way back out to center and turn to make the catch. And the leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Yeah, just about to say, Arbogast has a minuscule ERA of .33 and a whip of .62. So young man that knows how to nose his way around the pitching mound. We'll join Pierre native Garrett Stout on the Jackrabbit baseball roster next year.
First pitch misses upstairs to Winterton, and is 1-0. Yeah, he's a guy that you kind of, when you see that he pitched the day before or 2 days prior, you kind of big sigh of relief.
Mhm.
I'm not a big fan of seeing him pitch against the Pierre Governors or Post State baseball team. Although, it is fun still watching him throw just because of how good he is. As a fan of baseball, it is a lot of fun to watch him. But when he's pitching against your team, it's not as much fun.
Yeah, we just like watching him pitch against somebody else.
Yeah. Here's a 2-1 pitch from Elliott Life to Matt Winterton. That's upstairs, and it's now 3-1. On deck is Graham Sanders, who is 2 for 2.
And he won't even have to change color schemes next year as he goes from blue and gold to blue and gold.
Here's the 3-1 pitch to Winterton. That one is fouled back, and it's now 3-2. Of course, he's part of that Renner Legion baseball team. Numerous of these guys will all be playing for Renner this summer, if not almost all of them. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Elliott Life will get his second strikeout. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning to bring up Graham Sanders. Sanders 2 for 2, 2 doubles. Also drew a walk. He's scored all 3 times. The 3 plate appearances he's had. 2 outs here and nobody on in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Sanders. He started the 2-out rally in the bottom of the 4th inning. He led off the 2nd with a double. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one's fouled. That goes off the chest of the umpire.
Looked like it got him right up in the left collarbone area. And that's an area where
there's not much padding.
Yeah, there's not much padding either above or below that chest protector, and he stayed upright, and he's kind of trying to work that left shoulder out. But a nice move by Andy Gordon to go out and talk to Elliott Life and give the home plate ump. He's had a tough inning here. He got hit in the throat in the protector in the top half of the inning. Now takes one in the collarbone in the bottom half of the inning.
Hansen chasing over to it, the foul territory, right in front of the third base dugout. Will make the catch, and that retires the side here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Elliott Life. And we head to the 7th. We are tied 10-10 between Pierre and O'Gorman. Back in a minute, you listen to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Service Master of Pierre. It's no secret we clean carpets professionally, but not many people know we clean furniture, kitchens, bathrooms, walls, floors, and windows. We also do fire and water restoration, plus construction cleanups. There's nothing we can't clean. Give Service Master a call at 224-9919. Service Master. The clean you expect, the service you deserve. Service Master, 224-9919.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner. They'll answer your questions, and they'll even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy is the pharmacy you know and trust. That number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre. Proud to support high school athletics.
It is the top of the 7th. It is a 10-10 game between Pierre and O'Gorman. John Wickler alongside Greg Dean, as the next inning will win it for either side. As we head to the 7th, 13 hits for the Governors, 10 so far for O'Gorman. And it'll be 9-1-2 here for the Governors. And Colin Bruggeman, Lincoln Keenels, and McGuire Rasky may reach his base. It'll be Andy Gordon. This is with Bruggeman at 2 for 2 in the ball game. And then you get back to the top of the order where Keenels is 3 for 4. Rasky is 1 for 3. And Gordon is 1 for 4. But you look at these first 2 guys in the batting order, it's kind of how you want it, if you could draw it up, this is how you would draw it up.
Yeah, and again, just you don't have to hit it hard. Just got to hit it where there's no defenders right now. You just got to get on base however you can. Walk, hit batter, error, any way you can get on. You need to a leadoff batter would be huge right here for the Governors.
First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to Bruggeman. He singled in the 2nd with an RBI, doubled in the 3rd, and drew a walk in the 5th. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Colin Bergman. Swing and a miss, and it's now 1-1.
Bergman, the Dakota State University football commit, probably going to play either tight end or I think is sounds like that's where they will at least start him at is at the tight end position.
1-1 pitch to Bergman. That one will bounce in, and it's now 2-1. You get Dakota State for Colin Bergman, Dakota State for Aaron Booth to play baseball. You look at Bennett Dean right now deciding on potentially Dakota Wesleyan, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so McGuire Rasky, he's a good enough athlete to go anywhere really to go play. As a swing and a miss by Bergman is now 2-2. So
Josh Rouse is signed to play football at Dakota Wesleyan. Gunnar Gearing signed at USF.
A lot of seniors that are going to continue. And that's, then you start going to the girls' side. Jessica Lutmer going to go at USF and run track and cross country. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And down on strikes goes down Bergman, and the leadoff man is retired to open up the top of the 7th. That'll bring up Lincoln Keenholz, be followed by McGuire Rasky.
Yeah, and we'll see if Keenholz can keep the hot hand here. 3 hits already on the day, and it's a big at bat. Big at bat right here. Govs need base runners tied in this 10-10 game, top of the 7th.
The first pitch from Stukel to Lincoln Keenholz. That one's over for strike one. If this was a different game, if the Govs had those 10 runs, but O'Gorman had maybe 2-3, you'd say, well, go up there and swing for the fences because you're home run away from the cycle. Now with the 10-10 game at the top of the 7th, that's the you don't want to be telling him to go swing for the fences. You want to get on base in any way you can, as they'll foul that 0-1 pitch away, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, and what Keenholz has done well today is he's gone the other way, not tried to do too much at the plate, just tried to go with the ball, and Stukel likes to throw that curveball on the outside part of the plate, and so Keenholz can stay with it, possibly ride something into right field.
0-2 pitch, swings and misses, and Stukel will get a strikeout on both Bergman and Keenholz. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the 7th.
And what Stukel did right there was he changed speeds really well. He set Keenholz up with a couple of off-speed pitches, change up and a curveball, and then came back and laid a fastball on the outside corner, and Keenholz just wasn't able to catch up with it.
So now here's McGuire Rasky with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch is taken for strike one, and O'Gorman looking for that big 0 here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, and it looks like Stukel's kind of settled in here after that little bit of a bumpy first inning, but it seems like he's settled in here after that 0 in the 6th, and he's just 1 out away from getting out of here with a 0 in the 7th.
0-1 pitch, that one is over, and it's now 0-2. And Stukel is that strike away from potentially striking out the side here in the top of the 7th inning. Here comes the 0-2 from Stukel to the center fielder, McGuire Rasky. Wind and deliver. A swing and a miss, and McGuire Rasky goes down on strikes. Strikes out the side in order, does Stukel. We head to the bottom of the 7th. The Governors have to get a 0. O'Gorman needs just 1 run to win it. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
CommTech and Pierre invites you to come out and check out their expansive showroom. It's filled with everything you need to thrive in today's technology-dependent world and a knowledgeable staff to guide you through. CommTech has TVs, computers, personal electronics to commercial electronics, anything to fit your technology needs. The experienced professionals at CommTech can guide you through any questions you may have. Whether you struggle with technology or live for it, CommTech can help you find exactly what you're looking for. CommTech will even install and service what they sell, so you don't have to worry once you get your products home. CommTech, located at 1601 North Lowell Avenue behind Walmart. Check them out online at CommTechPlus.com.
South Dakota didn't always have a capital, or even a permanent settlement for that matter. There wasn't always a river city on the Missouri River. And before First Dakota filed the first charter in 1872, there wasn't always a bank in South Dakota. Every timeless institution, tradition, and thriving business was started somewhere by someone who had a dream and the passion to make it happen first. What will be your South Dakota first? Visit firstdakota.com. FDIC.
Bottom of the 7th inning. 10-10 is their score. Elliott Life on the mound for the Governors. 8-9-1. And the Govs, after scoring in runs in the first 5 innings, they have 2 zeros on the board in the 6th and the 7th. O'Gorman scored in the first 4 innings, but we're helped scoreless in the 5th and 6th. And 1 run would win it for O'Gorman. First pitch is a swing and a miss by Katie Kalmus, who is 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts, swinging. But his last at-bat was an RBI single that had given O'Gorman that 10-9 lead at the time. There's a ground ball. That's going to be fouled just past the third base coach for O'Gorman, and it's now 0-2.
Yeah, and usually the leadoff batter is really big in a game like this, tie ball game, with O'Gorman hitting here in the bottom of the 7th, the leadoff batter. But the way that O'Gorman has played these 2-out rallies today, you never want to get too easy, even though Kalmus just goes down swinging for the first out of the 7th. So normally that would be a big out, but the way that this game has gone, you never are going to get too comfortable.
The TJ Free, third baseman, will come to the plate. He is 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs, 3 singles so far out of the 9-hole spot. First pitch to him. That one's over for strike 1. Governors had 9-1-2 in the top of the 7th. It was 8-9-1 to start this bottom of the 7th inning. The 0-1 will bounce in, nearly hitting TJ Free, but it will go to the backstop, and it's now 1-1. You know, you look at where O'Gorman was at, and you're saying, okay, we'll take 8-9-1 coming up, just like the Governor said we'd take 9-1-2 coming up. The 1-1 pitch, that one is over. Crosses the plate before it went below the knees, and is now 1-2.
Yeah, and you can just see that Elliott Life has got a lot of confidence in that curveball right now, and that's something we haven't seen yet this year. And so he's dealing with a lot of moxie out there on the mound.
The 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and there's now 2 down as Elliott Life has struck out the first 2 guys. And then they bring up Andy Moen, who is 1 for 2. He's walked twice, an RBI single in the 3rd, and he struck out swinging in the 4th.
Big out right here. We've said O'Gorman has been able to put together a couple of 2-out rallies, and so Elliott Life just really needs to shut the door right here and get the bats back in the Governor's hands and try to extend this thing to extra innings.
First pitch is fouled back, and it's 0-1. He will toss the ball towards the dugouts on the third base side, get a new baseball from the umpire.
It's not even raining.
Not even raining. And he'll take the next one thrown to him. He's not throwing the next one away. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Life to the leadoff man, the order, Andy Moen. Outside, just a bit outside, and the arm went out. And again, not really. The arm goes out. I'm just not sure if it's actually going to get the 2 sign or if it's just going to be the open hand of saying that it's a ball outside. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball. That is taken on the outside edge, and it's taken for strike 2, and it's now 1-2.
Yeah, it's taken me 7 innings, but I finally figured out that an open hand on the outside is a ball. A closed hand with a 1 or a 2 is a strike.
And that one's fouled back on the 1-2 pitch, and we'll do it again at 1-2. But every time that he's got, the umpire now has no more baseball, so he's got to find.
Got to get that ball back from the Pierre dugout now. So
he got a ball also from the what he threw away. He's got to get back from the dugout.
Got balls coming in from all kinds of directions. You know, we'll have a couple of different balls in play. Maybe hidden ball tricks in order someplace now.
Gordon will just sit there with the ball and look. I didn't move my glove, and the ball's right there. Here's 1-2 pitch. That one is going the other way, out towards right field. Jake Mayer will go back. He will make the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 7th. So nobody reached base in the 7th inning at all. We haven't had a base runner since the 6th inning for either side. So we head to the top of the 8th. Who would have thought we'd go to extra innings in a 10-10 game? Back in a minute, you're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Do you need the Pierre Governor apparel for the big game? Or how about Stanley County apparel or post-state apparel? All-around graphics and Pierre is your place to go. Not only can you get your apparel, but they also do screen printing, jerseys, awards, and trophies. And did you know they can print and customize your signs? All-around graphics can do it all. Located at 819 North Euclid Avenue or call 224-4677. All-around graphics and Pierre, your one-stop shop.
AGTEGRA in Highmore. We pride ourselves on providing our customers with reliable markets, superior services, and quality products. From corn and soybeans to spring and winter wheat, you can trust AGTEGRA in Highmore with all your grain handling needs. It's all about helping you achieve the best harvest possible. Call AGTEGRA of Highmore today at 605-846-1379. That's 605-846-1379.
Well, we've played 7 innings. We don't have a winner yet, so we'll go to the top of the 8th, the second extra inning game of the season for the Pierre Governors. Much different than what the first extra inning game was by about 20 runs. 10-10 is their score. It was a 1-0 win for the Governors in that last Friday walk-off hit by Bennett Dean in the bottom of the 7th against Brookings. So here at the top of the 8th, it is 3, 4, and 5. Andy Gordon, Jaden Weeby's spot, and then Bennett Dean. We'll see if Weeby, it looks like right now he'd be hitting for himself. Getz came in to pinch hit, but Weeby went back in as the re-entry rule. And it looks like he's going to be the guy to hit for the in his spot in the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, I think you can do that once, which would only make sense because otherwise then, whoever, if you continue to re-entry, you basically would just be using a designated hitter for that position. So I think you can do it once, and so we'll see Jaden Weeby for however long this game goes.
Here is Andy Gordon to lead things off in the top of the 8th inning against Sam Stukel. First pitch will bounce in for ball 1. We've seen, this game as it was 10-10 in the top of the 5th inning. It was 10-9 after the bottom of the 4th, and we've been stuck at that 10-run mark for both teams since the end of the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 pitch. That one is over for strike 1 on the outside corner. And it's now a 1-1 count to Gordon, who has 1 for 4 in the ball game. He's reached base twice. Reached on an air bag in the 4th inning. Stukel will go for the windup. 1-1 pitch to Gordon. Upstairs, and it's now 2-1.
Line score on the board for the Governors. 10 runs on 13 hits, no errors on the day. For O'Gorman, 10 runs on 10 hits and 4 errors on the day.
Governors have left 7 guys on base. O'Gorman has left 6 guys on base. 2-1 pitch. Outside edge, and it's now 2-2. And now Andy Gordon's got to protect, especially on that outside edge. And here comes the 2-2 pitch from Sam Stukel to the leadoff man in the top of the 8th, in Andy Gordon. Gordon will go the other way with it out towards right field. Going back on it is Sanders over his head. Gordon's got extra bases to kick off the top of the 8th. He will stop at second. A leadoff double for Andy Gordon. He's now 2 for 5, and the Governors are in business to open up here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, and Andy Gordon probably could have gotten to third base, but the Govs playing it safe right there. Did not want to challenge that cardinal rule of making the first out at third base, and so playing it safe, staying at second base. Likely going to see a bunt here from Jaden Weeby. I would suspect to try to get the base runner over to third.
Yeah, you would. The first baseman, Winterton, is already going to the infield grass. He'd be coming in to charge. Second baseman's got to make sure that he gets over. Kalmus got to make sure he gets over to be at the bag at first base. As Weeby will square around. And the first pitch is over for strike 1. Huska is running for Gordon. Weeby pulled the button back. So it's 0-1 the count. Would assume that we'll continue to have the bunt on here for Jaden Weeby. Bennett Dean, then Jake Mayer, the next 2 hitters after Weeby. Trying to find a way to get the runner over to third base. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Weeby not squaring around. He will take strike 2, and the count is now at 0-2.
Weeby with the big 2-out double last Friday night that plated 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. That was the difference maker in that 2-1 win over Brookings in the first game of the doubleheader.
Leading away from second, the tag applied, but Huska is able to get back in second. The Moen kind of got shoved over there as well from Huska as he was diving back into the bag, and Moen was putting the tag down. Both guys fell, but Huska's safe at second base.
Huska's a wrestler. He doesn't mind a little contact.
That is true. Here's the 0-2 pitch coming from Stukel to Jaden Weeby. Misses low and outside, and it's now 1-2. This is a big, important at-bat. You almost feel like you're playing a Major League extra inning game right now. Although Gordon got the double to get on second, but we got a runner at second, nobody out. Trying to figure out how do you want to play the strategy of either moving him over or see if you can get a base hit to move him over. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Stukel to Wiebe. He'll foul it back to the netting. We'll do it again here at 1-2.
Yeah, and I almost had a thought that with the first baseman retreating back to being even with the bag, even though there's 2 strikes, do you, if you're Coach Ryan Kruger over at third base, do you put the bunt back on with both the corner infielders playing back? A little unconventional, but this has been an unconventional game.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch again from Stukel to Wiebe. Outside and bounces in. Huska got a jump. Didn't get got a good jump, but a good block from the catcher in Peterson. So the count is now at 2-2, and Huska's still on at second base. Huska, again, he's running for Gordon, who's the catcher, so just a courtesy runner. Gordon will come back out and be the catcher. I guess even if he was pinch running, you have your catcher running for your catcher. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Wiebe will pop it up on the infield. And the third baseman will make the catch and TJ free. And there's a big first out for O'Gorman. And that'll bring up Bennett Dean. And Dean, he was the hero last Friday when the Govs went to extra innings against Brookings. Had the RBI, game-winning RBI, walk-off single into the first baseman where the first baseman the pitcher didn't cover. The second baseman actually got over to try and field the throw from the first baseman, but it was not in time, and the hustle of Dean got the game winner for the Governors, he was the winning pitcher on the mound of that game. He is available to pitch as we get, it's only the top of the 8th inning, but if we get later and later, he did not throw enough to require one-day rest last night, as they'll call time and back out before the first pitch from Stukel.
And before Dean got in the box, there was an extended conversation between Moen and Stukel out behind the mound, probably talking about some kind of a strategy in terms of a potential pickoff move, trying to keep Huska close.
Here's the first pitch. Outside edge and taken for strike one to Dean. Dean is 1 for 4 so far. Popped out the third baseman twice. He reached on an error and also had a single in his last at-bat back at the top of the 6th inning. He was left stranded at second base in that 6th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one is high and outside, and it's now 1-1.
Outfield about medium depth. Arbogast in center, shaded around towards the right side for the left-hand hitting Dean.
Coming set, here is Stukel now with a 1-1 pitch to Dean. Dean will pop it up on the infield, and the first baseman Winterton will come over, make the catch, and there's now 2 down, and it's up to Jake Mayer to try and drive in the go-ahead run. Mayer is 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a RBI triple. Isaac Pollock is on deck. Looks like someone will hit for him. It looks like it might be Nedved. That would be the hitter for Isaac Pollock. And for the Governors, you hope that Nedved comes to the plate. Base hit could give the Governors the 1-run lead, and Mayer will shoot out to right field for a base hit. They're going to try and send Huska. The throw is going to be coming in. It's nearly offline. Diving head first is Huska. He's safe at home. And an RBI single for Jake Mayer, the top of the 8th, and the Governors have the 11-10 lead.
Yeah, and just a good piece of hitting from Jake Mayer, and again, going the other way to right field, and right now that looks like the biggest at-bat of the game as Mayer plates his third hit of the game, but probably his biggest so far, and the Govs take an 11-10 lead here with a run in the top of the 8th, and Nedved will come on to hit for Pollock, and again, this likely will be likelihood will probably be a re-entry situation, be my guess.
Yeah, Gary Nedved is on to hit for Isaac Pollock. And Nedved, who was the DH in the game number 1, he went 1 for 2. He walked. He reached base all 3 times. He came to the plate, did Gary Nedved, with a walk, fielder's choice, and a single in the and came around to score in that top of the 7th. That gave the Governors a 4-1 lead at that point against Yankton in game number 1 of this unconventional doubleheader. Well, that's, we haven't really mentioned it, but what the Governors are doing here in terms of if they're the host team in the regional round, it wouldn't be quite exactly like this, but if they're on the road at any point, this is what you have to do to get to the state semifinal, and potentially what you'd have to do in the semifinal with state championship to win the state championship is play 2 different teams on the same day, potentially even back-to-back, to advance the Sioux Falls for the state Final Four and also win the state championship. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Stukel to Nedved. Ground ball to the right side. It'll be fielded off the glove of the second baseman. The return throw is a safe call. I don't know if it was not in time or if the first baseman Winterton was off the bag. And we'll have Coach Hughes come out and talk to the base umpire. He didn't give a call if he was off the bag. It was a really delayed safe call as well.
But just the mannerisms of the umpire in terms of how he's explaining the call to the O'Gorman coach. I mean, he's pretty confident in how he saw the play, and because of where the play took place down, I mean, it was on the outfield side of first base, and so the home plate umpire really didn't even have an angle on the play, and so there won't even be a consultation between the 2 umpires, and Nedved's going to stay at first base. Governors have runners at the corners with 2 out, and Matt Hansen, who's already got a pair of hits on the day, is coming to the plate. Quick mound visit, check with the infield. Again, probably looking here at how do you defend a box steal if the Governors decide to send Nedved in an attempt to get Mayer home from third base without benefit of a hit.
So here's Matt Hansen. He is 2 for 3 so far in the ball game with an RBI sac fly. Govs have a 1-run lead, 11-10 here in the top of the 8th against O'Gorman. First pitch to Hansen. Swings and fouls it off to the right side. And it's 0-1 to the Pierre Governor third baseman. No action in the bullpen for the Governors, which lends to believe that it is going to be Elliott Life that will go out on the mound in the bottom of the 8th to try and get the win for Pierre. Right.
Well, if you and just in looking at the Governors' pitching staff, you probably have 3 available pitchers all in the field right now. So if you're gonna make a switch, depending on how long the leash is for Elliott Life, and Elliott's done a nice job so far, 4 innings of 1-run ball, but he has thrown 66 pitches. So if the leash is short, you probably have Matthew Hansen, Jacob Mayer, and Bennett Dean available.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Runner is off with the pitch, and taking second will be Nedved. The pitch was low, and the count is now at 1-1. And 2 runners are in scoring position with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th for Matt Hansen. Nedved is on at second now, Mayer at third. The RBI single for Mayer has given the Govs that 11-10 lead. And for for Matt Hansen, he's trying to extend that lead here for Pierre, give a little bit of some cushion. Here's the 1-1 pitch, fouled at the plate. And the count is now 1-2. For O'Gorman in the bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be 2, 3, and 4. Peterson, Stukel, and Schwab. So if you're O'Gorman, you just like how kind of Pierre came up with 3, 4, and 5, you like where you're coming up in the order, because you would need at least 1 run. At this point, need at least 1 run to try and tie the ball game up. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss by Hansen. The ball was dropped by Peterson, so the throw to first will be in time, and that will end the inning here in the top of the 8th. So the run scores on the RBI single for Jake Mayer, 2 hits in the inning, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. After 7.5, the Governors now have an 11-10 lead, 3, 4, and 5 for O'Gorman. Elliott Life will try and close it out here for the Governors. Back in a minute. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Are you building a new home or remodeling the old? Adding a fireplace can make a house a home. Olson Plumbing in Pierre carries a full line of heat-a-lator fireplaces. Whether your taste is traditional or contemporary, Olson Plumbing has a great selection of heat-a-lator fireplaces that will fit any style. Whether you're building new or updating, call Olson Plumbing. Heat-a-lator fireplaces, the first name in fireplaces. Olson Plumbing in Pierre is your source for the industry's largest selection of indoor-outdoor fireplaces, either gas or wood, and outdoor fire pits. Stop by their showroom at 2803 East Wells or give them a call, 224-6436.
Ferding Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Ferding Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Ferding Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Ferding Electric, 224-8684.
As we welcome you back to the bottom of the 8th inning, 11-10 lead here for the Pierre Governors. John Winkler alongside Greg Dean, 3-4-5. Excuse me, 2-3-4 for O'Gorman. It'll be Carter Peterson, Sam Stukel, and Jacob Schwab. This is the guys in the lineup that you want to have up if you're O'Gorman, needing 1 run to tie it up, 2 to win it. First pitch is missed inside for ball 1. We're closing in on... Actually, we've already closed in on 300 pitches thrown in this ball game. The count is 1-0 here to Peterson. That one will bounce in and is now 2-0. Again, no action in the bullpen here for the Governors. But as Greg said, too, that most likely anybody that you go to is out in the field right now. So really no need for any action in the bullpen for the Govs. Here's a 2-0 pitch. To Peterson from Life. That's over for strike 1. The count is now at 2-1. Peterson is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. He grounded out to the shortstop Keenels. Back in the 5th inning. 2-1 pitch. That is fouled back, and it's now 2-2.
Again, the lefty-on-lefty matchup, we talked about it earlier between Peterson and Jet Zabel, but now we've got Peterson, the left-handed hitter, and Elliott Life, the left-handed pitcher. Again, something you don't see very often at this level of baseball in South Dakota.
2-2 is the count. The pitch from Elliott Life to Peterson. Swing and a miss. There's a big strikeout from Elliott Life on Peterson. There's 1 down here to open up the bottom of the 8th inning. And that brings up Sam Stukel, who has been one of the best hitters, and especially in terms of RBIs. He has been the best hitter for O'Gorman in this game. 4 RBIs. He's 2 for 3 with these 2 RBI single and a 2 RBI triple. Here's the first pitch to Stukel. That one's over for strike 1.
And again, Life has good command of that curveball. Dropped that one in over the inside corner for strike number 1.
You're listening to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station. 0-1 pitch is fouled back. It is now 0-2.
Life showed Stukel another curveball at 0-1. Now is ahead as Stukel just was able to get a piece of that and foul it off to the right.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Elliott Life to Stukel. Another curveball. That one bounces in. And it's now 1-2. You start to that's the fun of baseball. You get into the mind games of, okay, he's throwing me 2 curveballs for strikes. Surely he's not going to throw me a third one 0-2, even though I'm the number 3 hitter, which I usually see all kinds of curveballs. Now here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball that's popped up on the left side. Hansen will avoid the base. He's in foul territory. He will make the catch, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. And that brings up Jacob Schwab, the last hope for O'Gorman, trying to pass it along to Reese Arbogast.
Yeah, and again, we'll go back to the conversation we had the last inning. Just the way that O'Gorman has been able to piece together these 2-out rallies today. You're never going to be comfortable until you get all the way into the dugout.
First pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Jacob Schwab, who's 1 for 4. He singled home a run back in the bottom of the 1st inning. That was his hit. 1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. And it's now 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. O'Gorman trying to find 1 run here at least 1 run in the 8th inning. Down 11-10. 1-1 pitch. Outside, and it's now 2-1. On deck would be Reese Arbogast. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Life Upstate. No, that's going to be at the letters, and it's now 2-2.
Governors are medium deep in the outfield. Rasky shaded around to left for the right-handed hitting Schwab. Infielders are protecting the lines.
2-2 pitch is upstairs, and it's now a 3-2 count. Again, Arbogast is on deck. Governors are the O'Gorman Knights down their final strike. But one more ball, and they've put the tying run on base. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, and Elliott Life will strike out Jacob Schwab, and that will end the ball game. The Governors win a wild one, 11-10 in 8 innings over the O'Gorman Knights, and they salvage the weekend, going 2-2, and keep themselves 8 games over 500. An 11-10 win in game number 2, 4-1 win in game number 1. Back in 3 minutes to wrap this one up. You're listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com.
Overhead Door Company of Pierre is a locally owned business specializing in the sale, service, and installation of residential and commercial garage doors. They provide quality, dependable products with constant service and the peace of mind you need. Overhead Door is one of the most recognized and most respected brand in the garage door industry. For installation and repairs, call Overhead Door Company today at 224-6200. That's 224-6200.
Wondering what to do with the pitted and rutted drive? B&B Equipment will get you covered. Wanting to put something down the ground? B&B Equipment will put a hole in your project. Need to even up that property? B&B Equipment can fill that need. B&B Equipment can deliver all your gravel and material needs. B&B Equipment is here for all your excavation needs. Contact B&B Equipment, 224-6727. A contractor here for you. That's B&B Equipment, 224-6727.
Innovation. It's right here. Avera St. Mary's Hospital keeps care local for you and your family, offering comprehensive care that has earned 4 out of 5 stars by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services in hospital performance and safety. Avera St. Mary's world-class care is further supported by advanced technology, 2-way video e-consults, 3D mammography, and a state-of-the-art birthing center, so you and your family don't have to go anywhere else, because innovation lives right here in Pierre. Learn more at avera.org/news.
Your home and business are important to you, and you need quality furnace and air conditioning products and service. With a combined 50-plus years of experience, AIRTECH Heating and Cooling provides you with just that service. Call 945-0160 for sales, service, and installation of furnaces, air conditioning, and heat pumps. AIRTECH Heating and Cooling features the American Standard products. Sales, installation, and service. You want the best, and that's what you'll find at AIRTECH Heating and Cooling in Pierre.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call TODD'S Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, TODD'S Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call TODD'S Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. TODD'S Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
As we here to Harmon Park in the post-game show, the Governors, they win a wild one here, 11-10 in 8 innings. They're now 2-0 in extra inning ball games this year. But my goodness, was this a game that seemingly, Greg, you said runs are going to be at a premium going in, and then turned into maybe the last team that score wins, which once we get in the extra innings, of course that was going to be the case. But then runs became a premium. After the top of the 5th inning, we saw zeros all the way till the top of the 8th. O'Gorman didn't have a hit after the bottom of the 4th inning. Elliott Life, he's got to be the player of the game for the fact that he came in. He gave up 3 hits and a run in the 4th inning, but he had 1 walk in the 5th. That was the last base runner that reached for O'Gorman. Elliott was outstanding in this game, and a big reason why the Governors finished this weekend at 2-2.
Yeah, and again, you've seen Elliott Life over the years, and you just knew that he's a young man who just needed to have a good game. He's got the talent both as an outfielder and at the plate, but he's also a really good pitcher, and comes into this game and just hadn't got the wheels turning quite yet, and so he'd come in. Couple of appearances, just 2 innings pitch at 10.5 ERA, and what's he do? He goes out, pitches 5 innings, only gives up 1 run, an earned run, 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 Ks. I mean, in a situation where it looked like almost that O'Gorman was able to, and you don't want to say score at ease, but every time they came to the plate through the first 3 innings, it was 1 in the first, 3 in the bottom of the second, and then 5 in the third with 2 outs. And so, it looked like O'Gorman really had all the momentum going into the fourth. And what does Elliott Life do? He comes in out of the bullpen and just all but shuts the door over the next 5 innings. So that's a huge win for the Governors. Big boost of confidence, not only for the team, but a big boost of confidence for Elliott Life, and he may be somebody that the Governors are really going to need. We don't know what the status of Aaron Booth is, because he came off the mound in that second inning after he motioned to the coaching staff to come out and basically take him out of the game as he was looking at his elbow. So we hope the best for Aaron, but big shot of confidence for Elliott Life. Really, really happy for that young man.
Yeah, and that's a guy that struggled the last time he was out and didn't like how he finished that, how he had that outing last time he was on the field. And he comes out and, he, like you said, just mows down guys. 8 strikeouts in the game for the lefty that he doesn't throw very hard. And for him to come in and get those strikeouts kind of tells you the mixture that he had with the pitches, and just kept the hitters off balance where they could not find a way to put the ball in play against him. And he did not allow a base runner in the 6th, 7th, or 8th inning. And the only base runner they allowed from the 5th inning on was a walk that was end up being caught stealing for the second out in the 5th inning. So he faced the minimum after the 4th inning was over. After that 3-hit, 1-run inning in the 4th, he faced the minimum the rest of the way, and that gave the Governors a 11-10 win, allowed the Governors to, when the bats started to go a little bit cold for Pierre, they end up getting that 1 run. Jake Mayer gets the game-winning RBI in the top of the 8th. 15 hits for Pierre, 11 runs, 15 hits, no errors, and 9 guys left on base. 10 runs, 10 hits, 5 errors for O'Gorman, and 6 guys left on base for the Knights. There's your difference, too. A 5-error performance from O'Gorman defensively, not what they were hoping for. And you also look at O'Gorman and say, if we clean this up, we probably win, 10-5. We don't go to extra innings if we don't get with those. They were averaging an error per inning. They had an error in the first 4 innings of the ball game, and ended up with an error as well in the 8th inning that didn't come back to haunt them. But they had an error in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th inning. That's not going to get the job done for if you're O'Gorman.
Yeah, and you're spot on, John. The O'Gorman pitching staff, 4 unearned runs today allowed. So all the runs on the Pierce side were earned. All 10 of them were earned for O'Gorman, but O'Gorman gives up 4 unearned runs, and that's a huge difference in this ball game.
Yep, and now Pierre at 12-4 now on the season. They've won those 2 games. They go 2-2 this weekend, and they will be at home on Wednesday against Rapid City Central. That's at 5 and 7 o'clock. Brandon Valley will be at home on Saturday at 1-3. Sturgis at home on Sunday at 1-3, and then we go to the final weekend of the season on that following Friday, May 14th. At 5 and 7 o'clock against Sioux Falls, Washington. Lincoln would be in town the next day to close out the weekend. So just 5 doubleheaders left. 10 games left to go in the regular season. Governors now at 12-4. That's 2 big wins, because that should keep you in around the top 4 spot, and that's where you want to be at. You want to be one of those top 4 teams, so you don't have to travel on that Saturday the 22nd.
Yeah, and I think ideally, coming down here this weekend, I think the Governors were looking to hopefully win 3 games coming out of yesterday. Just with how things went, you weren't sure they were going to win any games, but then they came back today and put a couple of couple of really good performances on the board. I mean, not maybe not anything that really stands out, but kind of a workmanlike performance in game number 1 and that 4-0 or 4-1 win over Yankton, and then just kind of again, we've used the word resilient with this team. Just a team that has been able to battle back and maybe overcome a little adversity. They've come from behind, and that's what they had to do after they fell behind 9-8 in the bottom of the 4th. They came back and played it a run to tie it up in the top of the 5th, and then that big run in the top of the 8th, the difference maker off the bat of Jake Mayer in the top of the 8th, and the Governors come out of here with an 11-10 win over a very good Sioux Falls O'Gorman team.
So it'll be on Wednesday, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. We'll be back on the air for Governors taking on Rapid City Central. Again, start time of that doubleheader is at 5 o'clock. We'll have coverage starting at 4:40 here on today's KCCR, today's KCCR.com, and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. So thanks to Deidre Scott back at the station. Greg Dean to my right. I'm John Winkler. Final scores: Govs beat Yankton in Game 1 4-1. They beat O'Gorman 11-10 in 8 innings to salvage the weekend, going 2-2 as we say so long from Harmon Park.
You have been listening to Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR. Pierre Governor Baseball is brought to you by Bank West, B&B Equipment, the Association of South Dakota Weed and Pest, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Sioux Nation, Black Hills Federal Credit Union, Overhead Door Company, Service Master, All Around Graphics, Nystrom Electric, Wagner Auto, AGTEGRA, AIRTECH, Pierre Sports Center, CommTech, and Rising Hope Counseling. Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR is also brought to you by Avera, Dakota Sprinkler, Ferding Electric, Kathy Sunshine Properties, Gales Gas, First Dakota National Bank, Lamb Motor, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Olson Plumbing, Todd's Electric, Kruger Contracting, Midwest Cooperative, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, and Shane's Pharmacy. Join us again for more Pierre Governor Baseball on today's KCCR and today's KCCR.com. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports.